sometimes you think, well, that's the only thing I know and that's the only thing I can do. But if you were in sales, then you can apply your customer service skills to something else.
Oh, of course.
So sometimes we forget that most jobs are customer service at first.
You know what? Even bus driving. That's one of the main things when you look at their website, what they're looking for. Because I was looking into this for a friend, and they customer service skills is right up there. Not can you drive a bus?
No, because that can be trained.
And it's a whole lot easier to train somebody to drive a bus than it is to teach them to be nice.
Exactly. And keep calm under pressure and know how to de-escalate a situation.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
It takes a certain finesse. And okay, yeah. If people are coming to Kingston and they don't have employment, where are they coming? What drew them to Kingston, and where are they coming from?
So some people have family. We find that a lot of newcomers that are settling into Kingston have family, or they see Kingston as a place of opportunity.
Oh, okay.
It's close enough to bigger cities, but it's not so packed that they can't, do the things they like to do. The nature part of it does invite people in.
Got to think one of the biggest challenges would be housing. What do you do? Do you help them with that?
We try. There's only, unfortunately, so much we can do, but we go through listings and we send listings that are fitting within the criteria of people that are settling into Kingston. So we try to find matches through, we go through the Kijijis and the different websites to try to find things that could work for them and within their budgets, which is a challenge.
I can imagine. Average rent is just under $2,000 a month. It's, crazy. Yeah. So a typical person, any age?
Yes, so for employment, anyone, any age, starting at 15. So
15 years old, oh boy. all the way
anyone,
up to...
anyone that wants to work.
My goodness, yeah. Are there any people that you can think about that you really were your success story? Do you have somebody like that you could talk about?
I don't know if you've heard, but last year Kingston welcomed a lot of refugee claimants within the community. They were living in hotel rooms, and we helped a group of francophones to settle. So we gave them some training. We explored the Canadian workplace. They had some placements within certain organizations, and most of them decided to stay within the community. They're working full time. They're contributing to our community as well. And we've met them recently. We had an event for the Black History Month to kind of close Black History Month. And everyone in the room, there were about 80 people, had gone through one of the Act For Me services at some point.
Wow.
So it was great. We had seen every one of them at some point, and we had an impact on whether they found their first job here in Kingston, or knew about how the systems work, or know about what to expect for jobs. And so it was a very proud moment, and we had some feedback after of people coming to see us and said, I wouldn't be in Kingston anymore if I didn't have the support that Act For Me gave.
Wow, that's so rewarding. Wow.
It was great.
That's super. That's super. This has been fun. I've really enjoyed meeting you. So if people want to know more about Act For Me, how can they get a hold of you?
We have a website. So it's actforme.ca, ACFOMI.ca. But they can also write to us at info@actforme.ca, or call us. Or drop in. We're on Highway 15, so right across from LaSalle High School, or the Kingston East Community Center.
Okay.
So at 760 Highway 15.
It sounds great. Thanks so much for coming in today.
Right, thank you.
That's it for this week. If you have a local event you'd like to share with our audience, please visit us online. See you next week for another episode of the Limestone Lens on your TV.
Attention, all co-ops, you creative beasts. We want you to co-op here at Your TV. Get credits, get experience, get with it. Learn skills and increase your knowledge. Join us today. Welcome, if you dare, to Your TV. YourTV.tv is our online home. Find videos, our broadcast schedule, community events, and how you can get involved in your local channel. Visit YourTV.tv. We are truly local.
The following is a Your TV sports presentation.
If you had asked the OHL schedule makers if they could have written it any better, they would have said, no, we could not have. First place on the line in the Eastern Conference as the Brantford Bulldogs roll into the Limestone City for a huge clash in Friday night action. To say first place is on the line is not an understatement at all. That's exactly what's at stake in this one. Kingston needs to win to keep their shot at first place in the Eastern Conference alive. If it's Brantford that picks up 2 points here tonight, they'll take that spot, and it won't be possible for Kingston. So still lots at play between these two as we take a look at how the matchup shakes out between these two rivals. There you see Brantford comes into this one having dropped their game against Brampton earlier this week, and not just dropping it, they got it handed to them 7-2. The Steelheads showing that they won't be pushed around. Kingston picked up a win last night in Peterborough, 6-2, taking care of business to keep their shot at top seed alive. The leading goal scorers for the respective teams: Nick Lardis for the Dogs, Jacob Battaglia for the Kingston Frontenacs, who have two 90-point scorers for the first time since 2015-16, when it was Lucas Edmonds and Shane Wright. In the goal, we will see Ryerson Leanders go up against Charlie Schenkel, two veterans of the league. And then the matchup we are keeping our eyes on is Merrick Van Acker and Gage Hayes. And in Merrick Van Acker, the Bulldogs have a dynamic forward who's been a little slow this year in terms of production, but that's because he didn't get into action until a little bit into the season. Joined the team in November. Since then, has been a very solid producer, putting up 41 points to this point for the Bulldogs, and in his last 10 games has 5 goals and 5 assists. And then on the Kingston side of the equation, it's Gage Hayes. And what can we say about Gage Hayes that we haven't already said this year? Brings a ton of energy, has hit the 20-goal plateau as one of those guys who creates the energy. That's all you can ask for. He has produced offensively, took care of business in his own end defensively. And so that's the matchup we're watching: Merrick Van Acker of the Bulldogs and Gage Hayes of the Kingston Frontenacs. And in Gage Hayes, you get one of 3 overagers for the Kingston Frontenacs, the others being Charlie Schenkel, who will start in goal. And then the other one is Cedric Gandone, who will take top spot on the line, centering Jacob Battaglia and Tuomas Aronen. At this time, we'll hand it over to Sideshow as the Kingston Frontenacs take care of their overage ceremony here tonight at Slush Puppy Place.
He played 110 games for the Sioux before being acquired by the Frontenacs in a deadline trade this season. Entering tonight with 63 career wins, Charlie has posted an impressive 15-4 record since joining the Frontenacs, contributing 10 wins to our current record-shattering 16-game winning streak on home ice.
Come on, baby, come on. New Greyhound select Charlie Schenkel of the Rockland National.
The play is in. Dickinson, Sims, shoot, and the save by Charlie Schenkel.
Charlie Schenkel comes up big, Sloaney. 35 shots on goal to record his first OHL shutout.
Shot save, Schenkel.
Holy moly, what a save.
We got a save.
Charlie Schenkel making his 28th appearance of the season, his 3rd as a Frontenac, his 1st on home ice.
One timer, there's a good save by Schenkel.
Makes a move.
Poke check by Schenkel, and the Frontenacs hold on.
Would Charlie Schenkel please head to the face-off circle for a special presentation from General Manager Corey Cooper and Assistant General Manager Ethan O'Rourke. Rockland, Ontario's Cedric Guindon was chosen by and played 3 seasons with the Owen Sound Attack and joined the Kingston Frontenacs at the beginning of this season. He was drafted by the Montreal Canadiens in the 2022 and committed to University of Vermont of the NCAA this past December. Despite not getting to play his first 68 games in the league when the season was canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Iron Man's streak would begin the following season. Said he wouldn't miss a game until last Friday night, ending the 3rd longest consecutive games played streak in OHL history.
Fix, I'm fine, buddy.
And today, seeing my name come on the board was just an extraordinary feeling.
Turnover. Here's a chance. Cedric Guindon, the shot, he scores! Cedric Guindon, his first OHL goal.
As he comes in, feeds it and scores! Cedric Guindon again!
From Guindon to Yaronin, nice move to the front. 2 cracks and McIver got both. 3rd one, Guindon scores!
I got great line mates, great teammates, great coaches, and you know we're winning hockey games right now.
Yeah, gang, yeah, bird, yeah.
One-timer, they score! Cedric Guindon. Well, you hit Guindon 2 assists. You should. Oh, gets it to Guindon. Backhand shot, scores.
Hey, we're going to have to sign you to a full-year contract, buddy.
Please welcome Cedric Guindon, who joins Corey and Ethan for a special presentation from the Frontenacs. Drafted by the Frontenacs in 2020, Gage Hayes has spent his entire OHL career in black and gold. He's played 229 games in a Frontenacs uniform and is playing in his 120th game at Slush Puppy Place tonight. Gage is currently having a career-high season, but it was in his 2nd season that Gage would get his name added to the franchise history books, when on February 26, 2023, he would break the record for fastest 2 goals by a single player when he scored back-to-back goals 9 seconds apart.
My name got picked, and I was with all my family and stuff, and it was awesome. I was super excited to come to Kingston.
Hayes down the near side. Rashad scores! And I believe that might be Gage Hayes. Yes, first Ontario Hockey League goal.
I think all the guys have known that we like to bring some energy to the team.
On Krawcheck. Good shot, beats him on the glove side. That's good now. Over to Hayes, moves it. Gage Hayes, 2 goals in, I don't know, 10 seconds?
Tongue twister, eh?
When I left your house this morning, was a little after 9. It was in Cajun. I saw the constellations reveal themselves 1 star at a time.
Would Gage Hayes please meet Corey and Ethan for a special presentation from the Frontenacs organization? Please join us in congratulating Charlie Schenkel, Cedric Guindon, and Gage Hayes on 3 outstanding junior hockey careers.
Great way for the Kingston Frontenacs to say thank you to the 3 overagers, Charlie Schenkel, Cedric Guindon, and Gage Hayes. And nice that they go from the most recently acquired to the longest service Kingston Frontenac in Schenkel to Gage Hayes. It should be a dandy one when we get action going here at Slush Puppy Place. All the big names are in the lineup for their respective sides because there's still so much at stake in this one. First place is on the line when these two face off when we return. It's the OHL tonight from Kingston on your TV.
And you're watching what again? Okay, it's right there. Yeah, it's on your thing here too. And you're watching your TV.
On this week's Limestone Lens, we'll find out about Act For Me. We'll learn what's happening at Martha's table, and we'll meet a beautiful kitty cat named Mr. Kitty. So join us.
I'm Bob Howard, President of Branch 92 of the Royal Canadian Legion. Our mandate is first and foremost to aid and assist all veterans and their families. We also help throughout our community with donations and community work. We pride ourselves as a friendly place to meet new people and friends. And you do not need to be a veteran to join any Legion. We're always looking forward to new members and volunteers. Please visit our website.
Hi, I'm Ann. Tune into Low Impact Fitness on your TV. All you need is yourself and a chair. We're going to stretch and strengthen our minds and bodies. That's Low Impact Fitness on your TV.
This Week in Gananoque is your TV Gananoque. Join us, the stories are interesting, the people are local, and it's about stuff that matters to us.
Puppy Place in Kingston, Scott Rogers and Tim Cunningham. It is the Kingston Frontenacs hosting the Brantford Bulldogs. And Tim, it's not a playoff game, but it sure as heck feels like a playoff game.
I think this is probably one of the biggest games in years, as Alan alluded to. This is a battle for first place. Kingston wins tonight. They have to win Sunday, and they will wrap up first place in the conference, and it's huge. Yeah, and I expect both these teams. I was saying to you earlier, this is going to be a really good game. It's going to be vicious, but it'll be incredible hockey.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. Obviously, the goaltenders, big games, goaltenders always play a role. But you and I were talking off air earlier tonight. The matchup I'm excited to watch is Ethan Hay on Nick Lardis.
Yes. Yeah, and Thomas as well. I mean,
yes.
the top six forwards, the three on each side. Starting in goal for the Brantford Bulldogs, Ryerson Leanders, making his 48th appearance of the season, has a record of 30, 14, 3-0 and a .908 save percentage. He has been very steady for the Bulldogs and a big reason for their success. And at the other end of the ice, Charlie Schenkel, making his 47th appearance of the season with a record of 24-15 with a .307 goals against average and an .899 save percentage.
Well, we've played 66 games to get to this point. And let's see what 67 looks like here at Slush Puppy Place. The Frontenacs control it off the draw. Burns off the stick of Hay and into the Brantford end it goes. We should get a jar out, Tim, and put a loony in every time we say the other city that this team played in, because it's on the tip of my tongue every time. Bishop around the boards. Hayes couldn't catch up to it. It's going to go all the way down the ice, and that will be icing against the Kingston Frontenacs. What's the streak at, Tim?
16 at home.
That's pretty good. Here's the Gage Hayes, who was recognized during our pregame ceremony. In case you're joining us a bit late, Frontenacs organization recognizing the overagers taking part in tonight's game for the Frontenacs. Charlie Schenkel, another overager, just under your picture there. The third one is Cedric Guindon. We'll see him in short order, I'm sure. Set down the ice again, and this will be icing once again against the Frontenacs. Got Cedric Guindon missing his first Ontario Hockey League game
last Friday
week.
night. Yep, he was in sick bay. But this is interesting. You know, if Kingston is not successful tonight, then Sunday's game means nothing. And for Brantford, if Ottawa wins tonight, then Ottawa's going to go into Brantford on Sunday like it's Game 7 of the OHL final, because they need to win to get into the playoffs.
That's right. As close as it is at the top, it's just as close at the bottom.
Between North Bay. North Bay's 2 points up with 2 games left on Ottawa.
Yeah, did you check those scores out last night? All upsets.
Yeah, I watched the games.
Unbelievable. Bishop off the boards, tried to get it ahead to Pickle, just missed him, flipped to some open ice, coming back forward to Sherna, sent back up by Hay, and the Bulldogs control inside their own blue line. Puck glances off the stick of Nelson, so no icing. Back forward is Ewens, and slams it around the boards. Waiting for it is Willis, but cutting it off was Nelson inside the Frontenac zone. Ewens, short feed to Hopkins. Miedema, a little too far ahead for Joey Willis. Nelson gives it off to Crombie. Sent to the ice was Nelson. The puck is underneath him. He's very slow to get up. I don't think he saw that hit coming. Keenan Niemi setting it up behind his net. Frontenacs starting a change. Yeah, we'll keep a close eye on Noah Nelson, the London native. I just got the wind nicked out of him, but we'll see. Juronen tries to pass off, but it hit the gate of the linesman. Loose puck ends up on the stick of Battaglia. Juronen, or make that gain right there, couldn't control it. Loose puck grabbed by Williamson. Right back come the Frontenacs. Quick flip shot there by Battaglia, and covered up, and Gato thrown out of the Brantford crease.
You know, these are two very disciplined teams, but I expect this game to be, as I said, just in a bit vicious. But I don't expect a lot of penalties tonight, because both teams are incredible on the power play.
Absolutely. They are, well, you've got the stats right there to your right. I mean, they are the 2 top power play teams. What are they, 1 and 4, I think?
Yeah, Brantford's first. Brantford is first and Kingston fourth.
Gato after the loose puck. Puck pops straight to Battaglia. He tries to dump it back towards the net. Hits a body. Grabbed there by Gato. Pass intercepted by Thomas. And back come the Bulldogs. Lardis drops for Thomas. Back for Lardis. Shoots high and wide over the Kingston net. Juronen with speed down the near side. Slows it down. Looks in front. Pass goes off a stick. After it is Hamas. Budnick with the dump in. Ends up on the stick of Brown. Shot goes off the shoulder of Schenkel. Dervin chips it up the ice. Juronen bumps with his man. Pops over the stick of Williamson. He's got to get back hard. Brown right behind him. Bishop bumps with Brown. Thrown in front. Intercepted by Dervin. And he moves it quickly ahead to Matthew Soto. Soto with the dump in. And it just glances off the top of the glass and goes into the crowd. And we'll get a face-off almost 3 minutes into period number 1.
Kingston a little tentative in the offensive zone. They're, instead of driving the net and getting pucks in it like they have been in the last couple of months, just looking for that extra pass, and they get a little bit of nerves.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, but they know, understand how big this game is.
I was just going to say, yeah, they know how big it is. Absolutely. Face off at center ice, grabbed by Williamson. And he'll send it in deep. Leanders can't stop it behind the net. Grabbed by Brown. Around the boards it comes. Stopped at the blue line by Williamson. Clark forechecking on Moore. It's back around for a Krimpodic. Loose puck grabbed by Clark. Knocked off his stick. Soto's after it now. Clark comes in to give him some support. Back to the point to Williamson. Frontenacs trying to get set up in the Bulldog zone. Back to Williamson. Dumped down to Dervin. Thrown in front. Goes right through the blue paint. Malik McGowan. One hands it back to Soto. Williamson settles it. Leanders, so he sees that one all the way, and he's able to glove it. We'll get a face-off to his left.
Just to further that point about this being a big game, all the games moving forward are going to be big games, and you know this is game 67 of 68 games. That's how you have to approach it.
Absolutely. However, up on the board there before the game, they had the playoff dates already set up. So
yeah, we don't see that in November.
Generally not. No. And there's years we don't see it here. Full stop. Gano chips it free. Tried to drop it for Battaglia, not enough on it, and back comes O'Brien. Quickly ahead to Lardis. He waits, shot goes off the stick of Ewens over the Kingston net. Puck thrown to some open ice. Ewens knocked down from behind by Lardis. He gets that loose puck, plays it behind the net. Pininiemi grabs it for Kingston. Short feed for Battaglia, and away go the Frontenacs. That pass too far ahead for Gano. Icing waved off, alarmingly. Ronan comes down to help out Gano. Ronan gets a free. Battaglia's in the slot. Couldn't get it to him. Turns and fires. Sends it over the net. Bishop settles it at the point. Down low to Gano. Back to the point to Burns. Far side. Bumper pass. Good stop there. Right at the creases. Battaglia thrown in front. There's a scramble for it. Leanders thinks he has it, and he does. And it's finally blown down by the referee.
Well, Kingston doing a great job just getting that puck to the net.
Tommy Budnick not taking any chances, took position behind Ryan Leanders on that scramble in front. Yeah, there's the shot by Bishop. Battaglia just couldn't connect there. There goes Budnick sliding in behind Leanders.
And Leanders doing a great job taking away the bottom of the net.
Absolutely. So it'll be Hopkins against Nelson. Good to see him back out there for Brantford. Cisterna pushes it out of the zone. Loose puck over by the Kingston bench. McGowan goes over for it. Tried to chip it up the boards. Not much on it. Nelson down low. Good toe drag. Backhand shot. Rebound. They score.
Well, that play starts with McGowan trying to go back up ice when his play was really to put that puck behind the net, and he didn't because he didn't have support. And he was outnumbered 3-1.
Got Dylan Cisterna right there to put it home. His third goal of the year has the Bulldogs up early.
Here's McGowan going back up ice, loses the puck. Really didn't have support, and Brantford just basically outnumbers Kingston in the zone.
Yeah, and at the side of the Kingston, watch Tyler Hopkins will just skate through instead of hitting the brakes and engaging with his man. All for naught as the Bulldogs get out to an early 1-0 lead. Burns will dump it in. Leanders got his stick on it, couldn't stop it though. Crashing in hard there was Hayes. Puck comes to him now out front. Pickle couldn't connect with it. Burns stretches to keep it in. Behind the net, Hayes after it. Thrown right in front of the net. Blocked there. Pickle rubs his man out. Jiricek takes a hit there from Pickle. Brown brings it up for the Bulldogs. Gets it by Bishop. Ewens is going to be to the puck first. Brown bumps with him. Push around for Hay. To Pickle. He misses it. Might have glanced off somebody's stick. Icing's waved off. Hayes finishes his check behind the net. Brown. His pass goes off a skate. Now it's dumped in by Van Acker, and the Bulldogs will finish their line change. After the loose puck is Pininiemi. Penguins draft pick. Pass ahead to Dervin. Lanced off his stick. Back comes O'Donnell. He'll dump it in. Back for it is Pininiemi. Around the boards for Clark. Went off his skate. Couldn't take it cleanly. Ewens in the corner. Pops in front. On it is O'Keefe. Passes instead of shooting. It's a break for the Frontenacs. Puck stolen by Pininiemi. First attempt to get it out doesn't work. Neither does the second. Finally, Clark gloves it out of the zone. Clark tackled. Picks himself up. Avoids one hit. Loses the puck. Gets it back, though. Grabbing it is Soto. He looks back to the point. There is McGowan. Over for Williamson. He'll wait. Shoots it towards the net. Bounces off the trapper of Leanders. Clark has it. Ends up behind the cage. Dervin out front. Soto with the shot. Good stop by Leander to hang on to that post for one more heartbeat. If he had moved across with the play, might have lost the angle on that shot. We're going to send it away for our first break. 1-0. Brantford over Kingston early in period number 1 on the OHL tonight on your TV.
Your support, whether it's a donation to support us or volunteering time or volunteering as a foster, means the world to us, and it means the world to those animals.
Across the nation, the Canadian Hockey League is known for investing in moments like this. But did you know we're also investing in this? Through the CHL Scholarship Program, clubs award nearly $10 million each year. The CHL, developing tomorrow's leaders.
The Finnish forward Tuomas Uronen is definitely somebody that the Kingston Frontenacs will need for game-winning goals, especially after an amazing overtime winner on Sunday afternoon with just less than 3 seconds to go. But Tim Scott, back over to you.
Thank you very much. And that was a big goal up in Ottawa. And then he celebrated. And then next thing you know, it was, I don't want to say a free-for-all, but some stuff happened off the ice.
Yeah, it was, both coaches had a discussion after the ice that was a little loud.
Yes. Words were exchanged. Insults were given. And ultimately, fines were handed out.
But as Troy Mann said, he and Dave Cameron are both from the Maritimes. They'll be all right.
They'll work it out this
summer.
They'll work it out,
yeah,
for sure.
Been there.
I thought you were the calm one.
No.
$3,500 fine against the Frontenacs, $2,500 to Ottawa.
I think the extra $1,000 is for the insult that Troy Mann hurled at Dave Cameron about the World Juniors.
Maybe,
but
yes.
Just speculating.
Van Acker. Pass goes off a skate, ends up on the stick of Homara. Dumps it behind the net. Far side, Brown. Battaglia beat him to the puck. Ends up back on Brown's stick, though. Goes off the side of the net. Thrown in front. Nobody there but black shirts. Gato's pass goes right off the boot of Brown. Gato's got an opportunity to try again. Reverses. Waiting for it is McGowan. He reverses. Nobody was expecting that. Lead for the Frontenacs. Bishop was first man back. Kingston, all sorts of trouble getting out of their zone. Ewens just turns on the jets and skates it out. Sometimes, Tim, that's what you have to do. Ewens knocked down. Juracek plays it up the boards. Good battle in the corner. Ends up at the point. Ewens sends it back to Battaglia. Turns and fires. That might have hit Ethan Miedema in the back. That was Hopkins with the shot. Thrown up to center ice. Pienaniemi has it for Kingston. Ahead to Miedema. He takes a bump as he dumps it in deep. Lots around the boards for Crombie. Has to deal with the referee's skates. Out to center ice. Glove down by Nelson, and he'll dump it in for the Bulldogs. He'll go into the corner with Bishop. To Scherner right there as well. Bulldogs control. Back to the point. Sent wide. Moore far side. He just dumps it into the corner. Takes a big hit there from Ethan Miedema, and Moore pushes Miedema about 4 feet down the ice. He's covered in snow. Willis waits, and he'll dump it in. Yeah, this is definitely a playoff game, Tim. Everybody is finishing every single check out there. Pickle after the loose puck. Trying to work himself free. Ends up back behind the net. Pickle has it. Tried to get it to McGowan.
McGowan's got to save his ice there. He can't be creeping in. That's why that puck bounced out into the neutral zone.
Hayes. Right through the slot. Brown battling with Hay. Moore works it ahead. Pickle bumps into Lardis. Puck goes off a stick, comes right up near us. That just below our broadcast position here at the Slush Puppy Place.
Had some heat on it. Yeah, we were talking about the Niagara-Ottawa game last night. The last minute and a half, Niagara had a two-man advantage. Plus, they pulled the goal. He said a 6-on-3 for just under a minute, 30 seconds. Ottawa had the puck the whole time.
Oof. Yeah, Niagara had a real strong first 35 or 40 games. The last 20 has been a real struggle.
Yeah.
They've gone through 6 goalies, lots of injuries. Maybe reality catching up to them. Maybe they were playing over their heads for a bit.
And some off-ice distractions. It's public that the league is investigating the culture of the franchise. So,
and it's really
a lot going on there.
It's really a shame because they have one of the absolute best players in the OHL there this year, in Kevin He, and Rubrek as well.
Remarkable story.
Oh, for sure. Budnick after the loose puck blows a tire. Soto's right in there. Former teammates battling hard. Clark in there, trying to pull it out of the corner. Now it pops free. Pienaniemi just sends it right back in. Soto trying to get control of it. Dervin comes in to help out. He has it. Back to the point to Ewens. He dumps it towards the net. Kind of a knuckle puck, and then finally flipped out by the Bulldogs, and back for it is Pienaniemi. Kieran Dervin spent most of this year playing with St. Andrews College. Puck Comes to Thomas now. He'll bring it across the blue line. It's him against the world, so he dumps it towards the net as the Bulldogs were making a change. Clark avoids a hit. One hands it over for Bishop. He's content just to slap it in. Back forward is Juracek. Gives it off to Plotz, to Van Acker. 3 NHL draft picks all involved in that breakout play. Burns to the end boards. Takes a hit, hangs onto the puck though, and gets it to Euronin, and away come the Frontenacs. Gagnon flips it over for Battaglia, bounces over his stick. Gagnon goes into the corner, bumps with his man. In there to get the puck is Euronin. Nice defensive play there by Plotz, or else Euronin would have caught up to that puck and would have had an opportunity to create some offense for the Frontenacs. Plotz hard off the boards, ahead for Van Acker. He couldn't take it cleanly. Dumped in by Battaglia. Back out come the Bulldogs. Ahead for Van Acker. Williamson blocked that play nicely. Crombie takes a bump there from Hopkins. Hopkins on the loose puck, moving in, shoots. Oh, off the crossbar. They might review that one, Tim. That might have hit the back bar.
I think you're right. I thought I saw something pop up there.
Yeah, Juracek. Dumps it ahead. Crombie has it go past Tim. Schenkel thought about going to get it. Crombie gets to the puck first, so no icing. Now he'll freeze it. Let's see if they call for a review. I would call for a review. I'm saying call for a review. I'm gesticulating. Yeah, let's do the replay. Yeah, hit the middle bar. It hit the middle bar. I can't believe the technology we have in the building that somebody on that bench is not. Well, won't matter in a heartbeat. There it is.
Doesn't matter now.
Holy cow. Pinaniemi will bring it out the far side. Gives it up to Ethan Hay. Corralled by Hopkins. Fanned on the first shot. Loose puck grab by Nelson. And he'll jump it in. Desherna behind the net. Watched by Pinaniemi. They both slam into the referee. Willis up ahead of the play. He's got Miedema with him. Pass a little behind Miedema. Crombie fakes a slap, takes a bump, and plays it behind his own net, and the Bulldogs will set up their breakout there. 7:40 left to go in this first period. Bulldogs with a 1-0 lead. Amara gives it off. Actually, he'll take the return feed now. Cuts through the zone. Dishes off for Thomas. Burns back for it. Takes a bump from Lardis. Bishop's got a little bit of time to make the play. Pass goes off a stick and ends up at center ice. Kropnik head to Brown. He's knocked down from behind. Dumped in on Schenkel off his pads to the far boards. Pickle tried to just flip it out. Not enough on it. Now it comes to Bishop, and he'll bring it up for the Frontenacs. He'll dump it in. Frontenacs starting a change. Pickle bumps with his man. From Tuck up the boards. Williamson being chased. Reverses back up the ice for Hayes. Dervin will skate it up for the Frontenacs. He's got McGowan up there with him. McGowan will go into the corner to grab it. Moore, nice stick play there to work that puck free. Dervin takes a Teemu Solani reverse hit there by Brown.
Well, Dervin had a good season at St. Andrews, but he's got to realize he's not playing TCS tonight.
No. O'Donnell controls the loose puck for Brantford. Good stick check there by McGowan, and he turns on the Jets and brings the puck up ice. Going up with Soto. Soto trying to get into a scoring position. McGowan hangs onto it. Back to the point to Ewens. Dump towards the net. A little bit high, though. Hard to tip that one. And Leenders grabs it. And we'll get a face-off with 6:04 left to go in this first period.
Yeah, that puck kind of fluttered in, and Leenders had to.
Yeah. Ewens was looking for. Ewens was looking for a tip.
Going to have an overhead here of that.
Slow motion.
Nope, crossbar.
All right. Maybe somebody else looked at it, but while we were looking at it,
well, I think
they had better eyes.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. Bulldogs control off the faceoff. Dumped out to center ice. Bouncing puck. Burns' first attempt to clear it out. Didn't work. Now it's a battle in the corner. He comes together with his man Lardis. It's Yoronen with it. He's got Gaino and Battaglia with him. Passes off for Battaglia. A little in the skates. Thrown ahead to Lardis. Puck bounces away from him. That's a break for the Frontenacs. Burns tries to pace Lardis. Misses him. Lardis shoots it off the side of the net. Niemi behind the net for Burns. Short feed ahead for Gaino, and away go the Frontenacs. Battaglia up ahead of the play. So is Yoronen. Drops for Battaglia. Soft shot turned aside. Comes back to the point to Ewens. Gives it to Yoronen. Quick shot. That goes off a body and just wide. Yoronen gets on that loose puck. Actually overskates it. And away comes Van Acker. His dump in goes off of Bishop and over the glass and out of play. And with 5:08 left to go. Yes, we are going to take our final break of period number 2. Shots on goal tied at 5, but it's the Bulldogs with a 1-0 lead on the OHL tonight on your TV.
Hi, I'm John Beddoes. You see me on This Week in Gananoque, and this is your TV.
Have you ever dreamt of being in front of the camera, sharing the stories of your community, or catching up with the stars of today in entertainment, sports, and pop culture? Well, it's time to turn your dream into a reality with us here at Your TV.
Star forward for the Brantford Bulldogs, Nick Lardis, has been lighting the lamp this season and looks to break John Tavares' single-season goal record. I'm sure his teammates will be looking to get him open every single chance they can tonight to get him to break that record. Tim Scott, back up to you.
Right on. We'll see what happens through tonight's game. It's the end of a great season for Kingston. Lots of personal bests and high-scoring games. Williamson on the loose puck. Hangs onto it, kind of skates himself into the corner, literally. McGowan has it now, tries to flip it out. Puck was on its edge, misses out on that. Hopkins pushes it around the net, catching up to it is Williamson. Pass ahead for Willis. Into the skates of Miedema. He didn't see that puck coming. Amara being watched by Hopkins. Sends draft pick, comes out from behind the net, brings it up ice for the Bulldogs. Passes off. Amara. Shot partially blocked by Williamson, thrown in front. That goes off a body. Frontenacs are able to work it ahead. That's Miedema all by himself. Catching up is Willis, but the Frontenacs are making a change, so Miedema decides to hang on to it. Burns takes himself out. Now he's going to take it behind the net, kind of hit the reset button. 4:10 left to go in this first period. Dylan Sherna with the only goal so far. Hayes ahead for Pickle. Couldn't take it cleanly. Coming down from the point is Burns to get involved. He's tied up in the corner there with Thomas. Hops free to Hayes. Quickly back to Hay. Over for Bishop. Shot blocked partially. Hayes. Puck bends up back of the point. Burns quick shot. The Red Sea parted just in time, and Leanders took that one right in the trapper with 3:38 left to go.
Gage Hayes in the middle of it. Surprise,
That's a
surprise.
Shocker.
Yeah, Burns again, just from the point, trying to get that puck to Leanders and seeing if they can get some kind of rebound. And the Frontenacs have to do a better job of that. They've got to get more pucks to the net. They're trying to make that extra pass in the offensive zone. I think they're just overthinking a little bit. Just got to settle down and play their game. They've been off their game so far for the first.
They definitely have. They definitely
17
have.
minutes.
I would say they're playing a little nervous hockey, quite honestly.
Yep.
I mean, they know what's on the line.
But you got to forget that and just.
Well, like you said earlier, it's just game 67.
Yeah.
Bulldogs control off the face-off. Pass ahead for Crombie. He goes to the inboards with Niemi. Ewens there as well, as is Sherna. Niemi grabs that loose puck, goes out far side. He's content just to flip it out to center ice. Budnick waiting there with the fair catch. Niemi has it, gives it over for Ewens. Willis content just to angle it in. Back forward is Budnick. Miedema gets there about the same time. Hopkins gives it to Miedema. Tried to get it out front to Willis. That play was blocked. Away goes Crombie. He'll dump it in and head to the bench. Burns to the end boards with Nelson. It's one hand on the stick, able to control it. Now he's back inside his own blue line and throws it into his own bench, and he might owe somebody lunch tomorrow.
That was a nice job by Burns. How he protected that puck coming out of the zone, but didn't have any options.
Draw
native Jay McKee behind the bench.
Yeah. Familiar face, familiar name here. There you see Quentin Burns, St. Louis Blues third-round draft pick. Draw to the left of Schenkel. It'll be Hay against O'Brien. Jake O'Brien projected to go pretty high in this summer's NHL draft. Ethan Hay, a 7th-round pick of Tampa. Ooh, boy, got the stick on it just as they were about to clear it, and Schenkel had to be quick on that one. Plot's shot from the point through traffic, and Schenkel blockers that one away. Hayes catches up to a loose puck up the boards. Hay trying to come back for it. Plotz throws it to some open ice. Bishop after it. Front's out of their zone. Hayes with Pickle. Nice move by Hayes. Loose puck corralled by Van Acker. Pickle ended up in the crease.
He's going to go for goaltender interference.
Well, seems about right.
I suspect.
So, first penalty of the game against the Frontenacs. Lardis making some nifty moves. Gets a shot off, and thankfully it goes off a Frontenac stick and up into the mesh. And we will get the call here eventually.
Cross-check.
All right, then. Well, Ben Pickle plays with an edge. Well, at some point they're going to have to decide we're going to throw guys off here. Both teams know what's on the line tonight. Oh, looks like there's going to be more penalties after the original.
Ewens is going to go.
And you and you and you and Ewens. You're all off.
There'll still be a
Bulldogs power play. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, Ben Pickle's getting the original call, and that's what I was saying. But Ben plays a great game. He's on the edge all the time, right? He finishes every check, and maybe got a little aggressive around the Brantford net. Have a look here.
Right there.
That's a good cross-check. I will tell you, too, that the beginning of that shift, Pickle and Juracek were doing battle in front of the Kingston bench while the puck was way in the Kingston end. Lots was going on, scoring opportunities, and those two guys were doing battle in front of the Front's bench all tied up. And there you see Nick Lardis, who Tim and I like to jokingly say there's always one guy in the other team whose number is circled on the grease board in the dressing room, and he is definitely that guy for the Bulldogs.
Well, 71 goals, 115 points.
71, you
coming
said.
into tonight.
Yes.
I think the closest teammate is with 38 goals behind him.
That's a good year.
It's an outstanding season behind him.
Yes, yes. So, O'Brien, cross for Lardis. Shot along the ice. Pickles there, make that Schenkel, and it's pushed over the goal line. A power play goal, and the Bulldogs go up by 2. It's Merrick Van Acker.
Have a look at the replay here.
Schenkel just couldn't get to that loose puck. There you see Van Acker. Right man on the spot, able to push it across the goal line.
Yep, Will Bishop just not able to get position.
A couple of Blackhawk draft picks connecting on that one. Van Acker, the goal scorer, was Chicago's first-round pick last summer. And Lardis was their third-round pick in 2023. Ronan and Lardis all tied up on the faceoff. McGowan to the inboards for Williamson. Puck goes straight up in the air. Williamson pins his man to the boards. Gano tries to work it free, gets it to Battaglia, to Euronen. Euronen takes the return feed and ahead to McGowan. He's got Battaglia going for the net, but he couldn't get it to him, couldn't corral the puck. And the Bulldogs get it as far as the blue line. McGowan jams on the brakes. He's not going to be able to keep it in. Avoids a bump there from Lardis. And O'Brien rubbed there by Gano. Euronen on the loose puck, brings it across the line for the Frontenacs. His dump in goes off the stick of Budnick and up into the mesh, and we will get a face-off with 58.5 seconds left.
Hey, Euronen comes across the blue line, really had no chance. He was being double teamed, so no option at all.
Hopkins against Nelson on this draw. The Bulldogs control it off the faceoff. Flipped out to center ice. Back forward is Pienaniemi. Crombie right behind him. Nelson after the loose puck for the Bulldogs. Gives it over for Plotz, the Habs draft pick. Right up the middle. Glances off the stick of Crombie to Schenkel, and he'll leave it there for Joey Willis. Sends it back for Burns. Burns up the board, skips by Plotz, chance for the Frontenacs. Hopkins breaking in, but good back check there by Crombie. All the way back to the point to Pienaniemi. His shot goes off a body and up into the mesh.
What a great play by Crombie to break up that chance by Hopkins. And that's just keeping your feet moving. They will have the replay here. Hopkins coming to the net, but look at Crombie right there. Just perfect position. That's how you draw it up. But again, Hopkins stays on the puck and gets the puck to Pienaniemi.
Face off to the right of Leenders. It will be Gaindel against O'Brien. Oh, quick whistle. Which is okay. We can keep listening to some Run DMC. I can see Tim tapping his feet over there. It's tricky, Tim. That's all I'm going to tell you. Gaindel wins the draw. Bishop down to Euronen. Throws it to the end boards. Gaindel bumps his man. Thomas has it for the Bulldogs. O'Brien back to Thomas. They've got Lardis with them. Thomas hangs on to it, gives it back to Lardis. He misses it. Gaindel's able to push it across the blue line. Lardis finally gets control of it, and he'll actually take the return feed. It's straight up in the air as Lardis saw that time was running out. And that will do it for the first 20 minutes. Great first period by the Bulldogs.
Outstanding. And the Frontenacs just have not been on their game.
Yeah, definitely half step short, it seems, on a lot of plays.
So it's a lot of, looking inward. You can't be frustrated because you haven't played well enough to be frustrated.
No, and I would say this, Tim, that this is a great test for the Frontenacs. Sure. It's a playoff game before the playoffs start. This is the way it's going to be next Friday and Sunday right here at Slush Puppy Place, no matter who they're playing. It doesn't matter who the opposition is. It's going to be this kind of hockey for sure. We'll send it away for a break, and Alan Edmansky will be at ice level. He will talk with Marek Van Acker. Isn't that some fortuitous guest checking? And we'll also have an interview with Cedric Gaindel when we come back. 2-0 Brantford. You're watching the OHL tonight on your TV.
And you're watching what again? Okay, it's right there. Yeah, it's on your thing here too. And you're watching your TV.
On this week's Limestone Lens, we'll find out about Act For Me. We'll learn what's happening at Martha's table, and we'll meet a beautiful kitty cat named Mr. Kitty. So join us.
Kingston Frontenacs playoff hockey is here. Don't miss a second of the action. Head to kingstonfrontenacs.com for all the
The Kingston Humane Society saves between 1,500 and 2,000 animals every single year. Part of what that requires is treating, feeding, caring for, and providing surgery for sick, injured, abandoned, and abused animals. So that all costs money, and your support, whether it's a donation to support us or volunteering time or volunteering as a foster, means the world to us, and it means the world to those animals.
On this week's Limestone Lens, we'll find out about Act For Me. We'll learn what's happening at Martha's table, and we'll meet a beautiful kitty cat named Mr. Kitty. So join us.
Through one period of action down here at Slush Puppy Place, and it's the Bulldogs up 2-0 over the Kingston Frontenacs. Merrick Van Acker with one of those two goals, and he joins me here at ice level. And Merrick, a pretty solid start to this one for your side. You put up a couple on the scoreboard, and you never really let Kingston get into this one. How would you assess your performance through one period of play?
Yeah, I think it was pretty good. Just the start of our game, so yeah, I think we're just going to keep playing our style and having them in their zone, and that's about it.
I know that in a game like this, you guys know what's at stake. Everybody watching knows what's at stake. Is the message just as simple as go take care of business in a game like this?
Yeah, we try not to think about what's at stake here. Like, obviously everyone knows, but we put that in the back of our mind and just play our simple game, and it's clearly working here, so we're just going to keep doing that.
I know earlier in the week you guys a bit of a falter against Brampton, but then you get in a game like this where there's so much still to play for. Does it help put that behind you and move on, and when you have a game like this right next?
Yeah, it wasn't a good game for us versus Brampton, but all good teams, you know, they just sweep that under the rug, forget about it, and move on. So that's what we've done here.
Everybody always wants to talk about in scenarios like this, playoff-like atmosphere, emotion, physicality. You're a guy who's been through big games, and I know you've got international experience too. In this situation, how do you go about managing that where there's just the right amount of emotion and not too much, just the right amount of physicality and not too much?
Yeah, the biggest thing is controlling our emotions and sticking with it. You know, you can't get too high, you can't get too low. You kind of just got to find the middle point and stick with it. And our team's done very well at that over the past couple months here, so we're just going to stick with that.
I know for you yourself, the season started a little bit late. You didn't get going until November. And with playoffs just around the corner, is it fair to say maybe you're hitting your stride at just the right time for the Dogs?
Yeah, I think so. A little slow start getting back into things, but, you know, the past couple weeks to a month, I've just really been feeling good out here. And, you know, our team's been really helping me with that. So, yeah, it's safe to say that.
You guys have really taken off since the turn of the calendar to 2025. What would you say is the number one thing that's helped you really gel and come together as a unit?
Yeah, I think just our mindset going into games, and, you know, our coaching staff's unbelievable, and, you know, we stick with the process, and we've just, you know, been doing really well.
We appreciate the time. Good luck the rest of the night.
Thank you.
Merrick Van Acker of the Brantford Bulldogs. He's got one of their two goals as they lead the Fronts 2-0 after one. We'll step out for a quick break and come back with more. It's the OHL tonight on your TV.
Games 1 and 2 are set for Friday, March 28th at 7 p.m. and Sunday, March 30th at 2 p.m. right here at
I'm Bob Howard, President of Branch 92 of the Royal Canadian Legion. Our mandate is first and foremost to aid and assist all veterans and their families. We also help throughout our community with donations and community work. We pride ourselves as a friendly place to meet new people and friends. And you do not need to be a veteran to join any Legion. We're always looking forward to new members and volunteers. Please visit our website.
Your support, whether it's a donation to support us or volunteering time or volunteering as a foster, means the world to us, and it means the world to those animals.
Hi, I'm Ann. Tune into Low Impact Fitness on your TV. All you need is yourself and a chair. We're going to stretch and strengthen our minds and bodies. That's Low Impact Fitness on your TV.
This Week in Gananoque is your TV Gananoque. Join us, the stories are interesting, the people are local, and it's about stuff that matters to us.
My time in the OHL allowed me to prepare for life as a professional hockey player at a young age. The development opportunity players are provided by playing in the OHL is unrivaled. The support systems teams have in place help players immensely once they get to the next level. With the coaching, skill development, facilities, and attention the OHL provides, I believe it is the best hockey development league in the world.
Hi, I'm John Beddoes. You see me on This Week in Gananoque, and this is your TV.
The Coach Go OHL Player of the Week is Quinton Musty from the Sudbury Wolves. The first-round selection of the San Jose Sharks tallied 6 goals and 4 assists for 10 points over the course of 3 wins with the Wolves. Musty started the week strong with a winning goal and an assist on Wednesday in a 3-2 win over the Ice Dogs, then kept things rolling on Friday, picking up 2 goals and an assist in a 5-3 win over the Generals, and then capped off the week in dominant fashion, recording a hat-trick and 2 assists in a 7-2 win over the Barrie Colts.
It's going to be interesting to see how the Kingston Frontenacs bounce back in period number 2. In that opening frame, it was the Brantford Bulldogs getting full marks for their effort. 2-0. They lead the Fronts in a big game with lots of playoff implications, as we talked about at the start, and Tim and Scott alluded to as well. This one essentially for first place in the Eastern Conference. If Kingston wins, they've still got a shot at that with action on Sunday against Brampton. If they lose, Brantford grabs 2 points, well, then the Bulldogs will lock up the top seed, and that is the coveted spot. We've heard Troy Mann all year talk about how, well, they wanted to secure home ice and they wanted to go for the #1 spot in the conference, and so they've completed one of those 2 goals, still trying to get top spot in the Eastern Conference. How did the Bulldogs get to a 2-0 lead? Glad you asked. We'll go through the goals here. McGowan hit the brakes, lost the puck in the process. They go Nelson over there, and it was Crombie to Sherna and to the back of the net as the Dogs open up a 1-0 lead there, and it was all from the wing. They work it in, nice movement, and then a down and out. Charlie Schenkel just not able to find that one as Dylan Sherna slides that one in. He picks up his 3rd goal of the season, makes it 1-0, and then on the doorstep, Merrick Van Acker shoveling away at a loose puck that Charlie Schenkel could not corral. Nobody on the defensive side of the puck could either. Merrick Van Acker beat out Will Bishop there, and he doubles the lead for the Dogs after 20 minutes of play. There you see Sherna's 3rd from Crombie and Nelson at 4:50 made it 1-0. Merrick Van Acker, his 24th on the power play. Chicago Blackhawks prospect from Nick Lardis and Jake O'Brien. Lardis, last time the Dogs were here, pretty quiet. He gets an assist on that one at 18-16 to make it 2-0 Dogs. Also on top on the shot clock, 9-7 through 1 period of action. Off the top of our show here tonight, we talked how it was overager night at the Slush Puppy Place. Kingston has 3 of them. Charlie Schenkel, who's the starting goaltender, Gage Hayes, and Cedric Gandon. Franklin caught up with Cedric Gandon earlier this week, and we'll take you to that feature now on the OHL Tonight.
I am here with star forward Cedric Gandon. Cedric, got to get right into this and talk about the playoffs that are right around the corner. How are you guys feeling? How is the mentality in the locker room right now?
Yeah, I mean, we're all pretty pumped, I think, to get started. Obviously, we're at this point of the year where points matter. It's going to determine where we finish. I mean, obviously, you want to win every game and set ourselves up in the best position for the playoffs.
I'm so excited to see you guys try to take the reins on the Eastern Conference. You don't know where everybody else sits. How do you guys feel like it's going to be going into the first round?
I mean, obviously it's a strong conference, right, that we're in, and we know that. We know from game 1 of the playoffs, nothing's going to be handed to us, and that nothing's going to be easy, and that's the playoffs, right? We're really confident in the group we have, and I think that's good going into the playoffs, but at the same time, we do acknowledge that whoever we play is going to be a big challenge for us. But overall, I think this whole year playing against the good East teams, it's given us a good idea of who we match up good against and who we don't. And we're just gonna if we play a team that we don't necessarily think that we've played a lot this year, we're not used to, or whatever, we'll just adjust and pre-scout before the playoffs and be ready for it. So we're all excited for it.
This year with Troy Mann being in the locker room, how do you feel his energy and composure has been able to push you guys through some of those tougher times throughout the season, and how do you feel that may go through in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, they say a lot of teams will adapt and kind of whatever kind of energy your coach projects, your team's kind of gonna, soak that in and have that on the ice, right? And I think Troy has been really good for us in every situation this year, where you can tell that he's had that experience where he kind of knows how to react when we face adversity or whatsoever. And I think our team has done a really good job of feeding off of that and responding for him, right? Sometimes we'll have bad games, and he'll address what needs to be addressed. And I think we've never really had a problem of showing up after tough games or whatever. And I think even when we win games and we go on these big winning streaks, we never slow down, right? We just keep building off that, and a lot of that comes from our coaching staff, not just Troy, but Longo and Patty as well, right? Those two have been great for us. So I think we have an old group of guys that understand what it takes to play under this type of coaching, and we've done a great job to adapt to that.
In the Western Conference, maybe a little bit more would be solidified right now. In the playoff picture, you would probably have a little bit more of an idea. Do you feel that difference, again, with that turmoil and everything else here in the Eastern Conference, has helped motivate you a little bit more?
We know that there's 7 other teams that are going to be fighting as hard as us to get that #1 spot in the playoffs, and we're okay with it. It's up to us to actually perform and to get that. And at the same time, when we played those Western teams, right, it's a good chance for us to see where we're at with them, and it's always fun to steal 2 points from the other conference.
That really does bring a team together when they're able to face a team like London and bring them so close to the edge of the cliff, basically, and almost be able to defeat them. That must feel really good when you're, getting ready for the playoffs and everything. You basically feel like you've almost toppled Goliath, and now you just want another chance to get back up there and do it again. And we got to talk about that front line, man. Like, that front line for Kingston has absolutely been insane. You, Bates, and everybody else has just been killing it up there. Has there been a uniqueness from each individual player that's really helped bring that line together, or has it just been a flow and connection that's really started since the beginning?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's kind of a mix of, I think, my game, I'm more of a playmaker. You got Toomey, who can just snipe the puck from anywhere on the ice, right? And Jacob, I mean, he does everything. He's so good with the puck, and I think it's a pretty good combination of the three of us. But so yeah, it's been really fun playing with those guys, and we've obviously had good production together. But we wouldn't have that success if it wasn't from the rest of the guys on the team. They set us up for that. And you guys might not notice, but most of the time Hayes' line will be matched up against top lines, right? And that lets us go against other second or third lines from other teams, right? And so I got to give credit to all the rest of the guys who have been stepping it up, and especially when we don't produce, they step up, they produce, and then when you see these big high-scoring games, usually it means everyone's producing, right?
Absolutely.
So and when we played London, like you mentioned, we had all four lines going. Every single guy on that team was going that night, and we came close to beating them. I think we know what it takes now to beat a team like that. And but it's fun to have not just depending on one line to score. We got four really good lines that know their roles, and they produce, and it's been great.
You from the Gananoque Arts Network here in downtown Gananoque. We are a community arts network, and we are all about the creatives and those that really appreciate them. We have programs for children, programs for seniors, and everyone in between. Many of our programs are free, and some of them are at cost. Follow us on ganarts.ca for more information. Come on in and join us.
Attention, all co-ops, you creative beasts. We want you to co-op here at Your TV. Get credits, get experience, get with it. Learn skills and increase your knowledge. Join us today. Welcome, if you dare, to Your TV.
On this week's Limestone Lens, we'll find out about Act For Me. We'll learn what's happening at Martha's Table, and we'll meet a beautiful kitty cat named Mr. Kitty. So join us.
Kingston is home to 5 species of turtles that are all at risk. Individuals like you play an important role in helping our turtles, help them cross the road, protect their nests, and most importantly, take injured turtles to get help. Our Turtle Trauma Response program has locations you can take turtles. Even turtles that appear dead may be able to recover or have eggs that can be extracted for incubation. Visit our website to learn more.
Your support, whether it's a donation to support us, or volunteering time, or volunteering as a foster, means the world to us, and it means the world to those animals.
Hi, I'm John Beddoes. You see me on This Week in Gananoque, and this is your TV.
Temperature getting cranked up here in Slush Puppy Place as the second period just around the corner. Alan Atmansky along with Leah Vandenberg. And Leah, we were talking about the implications of this one and for first place, but there's also a 8th place seed in the Eastern Conference up for grabs, isn't there, as we take a look at the standings now in the Eastern Conference. There we go. 8th place still very much up for grabs here as North Bay and Ottawa duke it out in these last couple of games.
And what a battle it is. We are going down to very, very bitter end with this, and it's going to be a giant question mark until Sunday afternoon. Who's playing who come next week when the playoffs kick off?
The only matchup we know, Oshawa and Brampton will square off in round 1. Everything else still to be decided as we hand it over to Scott and Tim upstairs for period number 2 between Brantford and Kingston.
Thanks, guys. Nice little ceremony just at the tail end of the first intermission. Cedric Gagnon being honored. He's the Scholastic Player of the Month. He is, I don't know if we've talked about it much actually since he signed. He's going to the University of Vermont next year.
Going to play for the Catamounts. Great arena in University of Vermont. We played there when I was with coaching at Queens. Chris McDonald had a trip down there.
A guy that grew up at the end of my street, actually, the end of my street and over across on the other side. Anyway, Kevin Sned was head coach of UVM for about 10 years. Burlington native.
Trying to think of their coach, Mickey. Was there forever.
Actually, Kevin took over for him. Gilligan.
Mickey Gilligan, yes. We played U Vermont, and Mickey took us to a place where a bar where they had a plaque on the bar with Mickey's name on it.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so he was a bit of a regular.
Well, having lived in Cornwall for 30 plus years now, the local TV affiliates are from Burlington, and so that was a regular thing on the sports highlights was Catamounts hockey or Catamounts basketball. Pucked up down to center ice. Hayes knocks it down, turns it over though. Here comes Lardis. Snapshot goes off the stick of Burns up into the mesh, and we will get a face-off and then some more rubbing and cursing. And
well, the thing about Lardis, he's obviously a very gifted offensive player, but he doesn't mind getting his nose dirty either. He's a bit of a pest.
Yes. Yeah, Lardis, third-round pick of the Blackhawks in 23. The Blackhawks' third-rounder the year before was former Kingston Frontenac Paul Ludwinski. Was toiling in the AHL this year. Draw will go to the left of Schenkel. Nelson against Hopkins. No. No, sir. Crombie will come in and take the face-off. Maybe some early movement by the Bulldogs. One by Hopkins. McGowan after it. The board's not enough on it. Pops free to Willis. He could not get it out. Dumped towards the net. Miedema has a line on the loose puck, and he'll play it ahead for Willis. He's got Hopkins going hard to the net. Nice move to get by one man, and then loses the puck. Miedema there to get it. Tries to get it to Willis. Now to McGowan, shoots it wide on the glove side. Lots of almost and near misses there by the Frontenacs. Ultimately, it was McGowan who got the shot off. McGowan couldn't keep it in. Backfoot is Williamson. Joey Willis slow to get up, but he's making his way to the bench. Miedema leaves it for McGowan. A couple of Frontenacs in front, but he couldn't get by his man Brown. Technic's got to be quick to get off the ice. Nice play there by Yoronen. Gato, oh, just offside. Now keep an eye on Joey Willis.
Yeah,
he went to the ice. Oh, there we can see him right there.
Have a look at the hit that Willis took.
Let's see if we can see it as the camera turns to our right.
Getting car sick.
Did you take your grab ball before tonight's game? Brown gets on the loose puck, trying to get a line to the net. Comes meet him or make that Pieniniemi to get a piece of him. Fronts get it out. Yoronen bothers Homera. Budnick backboard, and he sends it behind the net for Homera. Homera, nice move across the blue line. Former Kitchener Ranger dumps it up the boards. Grabbing it there is Pieniniemi. Sends it back around for Battaglia. For Ewens. Couldn't take that pass cleanly, and that creates an opportunity here for the Bulldogs. High slot. Toe drag broken up. O'Brien tried to make the move, but Cedric Gano's skate got in the way. Brown loses it at the blue line, but right there to dump it in was Kropotkin. Ewens takes the pass. Now he'll give it up to Gano. He's a little flat-footed, but pass ahead for Battaglia. Again, Frontenacs just really struggling right now to make simple passes. Zetti harassing Ewens. Ewens goes down in a heap. Shot from the point is blocked. Pieniniemi there to grab it. He'll shoot it right in on Leenders. Ends up at the goal line. Moore got it by Soto. Soto there to get the loose puck. Back to the point to McGowan. Over for Williamson. Down low. Right back to Williamson. McGowan has it now. Shot goes off a stick and wide. Williamson's got to hustle to keep it in. He does. Behind the net is Soto. McGowan one-timer fans on that. Bulldogs get it to the blue line. No further. Soto. He'll leave it for Kieran Dervin. Wrist shot. Lies loose. Clark jabs at it. And Leenders in a good position to take that shot, and we will get a face-off to his left.
Well, nice play by Durbin to come into the middle of the ice and get that puck to the net. Just no rebound.
Good rebound control.
Have a look at what happened to Joey Willis. Ooh, face first into the boards.
Yeah, it was just a little off stride there when he got hit.
He's gone to the room. Might be leaking a bit. So
yeah.
Might have had the visor.
I think that oftentimes that's what happens, right? It's that visor comes down and crashes into the nose. Kane with the face-off win. Frontenacs try to get control of it though. Comes to Brown. Eventually ends up on the stick of Lardis. Errant pass. Back to back, one by each team. Frontenacs get it to center ice. Ben Pickle over for Quentin Burns. Burns across the blue line, trying to go wide. He's rubbed out nicely. Hay gives it to Pickle. Pickle up the boards for Hayes. He'll give it to Ben Pickle. Burns gets it down low. Not much on it though, and the Bulldogs are able to dump it out. First man back is Bishop. Ahead for Pickle. He missed it though, and that will be icing against the Frontenacs. 4:15 gone in this second period. 10-9 shots on goal in favor of the Bulldogs. And again, the Frontenacs just struggling to make simple plays again. This has been a well-played game by the Bulldogs.
And the Bulldogs are being physical, and you got to hand it to the referees, Danny Emerson and Sean Reed. They're letting them play.
Yeah, they kind of dealt with some of the nonsense early in the first period, and that kind of let the guys know we're not going to let everything go. Hay down low on the face-off, won though by the Bulldogs. Burns all tied up with his man down low. Bishop quickly engaged by Crombie. Nelson bumped there by Burns, but is able to control the puck. Back to Budnick. Gets it over, shot wide. There's Homera with the attempt. Back forward is Budnick. Hard off the boards. O'Mara turns around to see it, but gives it to Hayes. Miedema couldn't control it. Hopkins there to get the loose puck for Kingston. He bumps into Budnick. Now that puck pops free to O'Mara. Right up the middle, just off the stick of Crombie, and Schenkel will cover it up, and we'll get a draw on the Kingston end. Almost 5 minutes gone in the second period. Other scores around the Ontario Hockey League tonight. Brampton is at home to Peterborough, and they have a 3-1 lead in that one. Owen Sound 1-0 over Kitchener. Get you some more scores in the second. Puck flies right on the dot. Hopkins tried to play it around for Ewens, but O'Brien got a stick in the way. Now the Bulldogs control it. Lardis passes off. Goes off the skate of Kropotnik. Down low, Hopkins got a little bit of room to look around and make a move. He'll bring it up ice. Tried to get it to Miedema, not enough on it, and now Lardis brings it back in. Moving in on Schenkel. His pass goes right through the blue paint. Now it's shot from the angle, and they score. It's Kropotnik. Schenkel didn't know where the puck was. It was way out at the point, and just sent towards the net by Kropotnik, and it's a 3-0 game.
And it was a crowded crease because Ewens was down in the crease with him, and I think that impeded Schenkel's ability to move over, but again, just getting the puck to the net.
Yeah, there's Ewens.
Sorry, Scott. The Frontenacs are learning a lesson right here about playoff hockey, that, you know, they got to fight for every inch. This isn't, you know, games where you can throw the puck around
and that's kind of what I was saying earlier,
yeah,
that it's kind of good for the Frontenacs.
Sure.
Game 67 is like this. They got one more, and then this is the way it's going to be, hopefully, for the next month or more. Williamson make that. Able to push it ahead to Ironen. He gets it behind the Brantford net. Sherna, he had the first Brantford goal tonight. Williamson, stick check there. Pops around the boards near side. Battaglia catching up to it. Corralled by Gaydon. He'll dump it in. Budnick at the inboard. Sends it around. Got by O'Mara. McGowan settles it. Gives it over for Burns. Skate that blue line. Leaves it for McGowan. McGowan, nice move. Shot. Stick got checked there just as he got the shot off, and it went wide on the blocker side. Pops free to Burns. Burns being chased by Nelson. Uses the net for a little bit of interference. Pass ahead for Gano. Skips by him, but waiting for it is Battaglia. Ironen far side after the loose puck. Pops with his man. Gano knocks down O'Donnell. Pops to Battaglia. Able to get it to Ironen. Back to the point to Burns. Shot blocked by Crombie. Race for the loose puck. Crombie after it. Will he get a shot off? He does. Might have glanced off the right shoulder of Schenkel. Off the bench comes Dervin with some speed. He's got Soto with him. Leaves it for Soto. Wrist shot. Rebound right there. Dervin takes it behind the net. Penalty coming up to the Bulldogs. Niemi settles that puck. He's going to watch Charlie Schenkel. It's a long skate in the second period. Good stick check there by Pianemi.
Easy for you to say.
Well, it has been most of the year. Dervin sends it back to Battaglia. Got to move it quickly for Ironen. Tries to settle that puck into the far corner, being watched by the Bulldogs defender. Dervin gives it off for Battaglia. Tossed in front, finally touched by Kropotnik, and that will bring the whistle finally. And it will be a high sticking call against the Bulldogs. Frontenacs ready to go on their first power play when we come back. Bulldogs with a 3-goal lead. Frontenacs looking for a power play here to get back in this game. You're watching the OHL tonight from Kingston on your TV.
Have you ever dreamt of being in front of the camera, sharing the stories of your community, or catching up with the stars of today in entertainment, sports, and pop culture? Well, it's time to turn your dream into a reality with us here at your TV.
And you're watching what again? Okay, it's right there. Yeah, it's on your thing here too. and you're watching your TV.
Emil Pieniemi has been a force to be reckoned with for both offensive and defensive zones on the opposing teams. It'll be interesting to see if Troy Mann looks to him here on the power play, where him and his fellow Finn, Tuomas Juronen, try to get this game back within 2. Tim Scott, back up to you.
Thanks, Franklin. That's a great point, because Juronen and Pieniemi, I mean, they're both from Finland. That's an easy connection to make, but they absolutely have chemistry out there on the ice. So we'll see what happens with this man advantage. O'Brien against Gano. Important draw. Won cleanly by Gano. Back to Pieniemi. Juronen down low. Battaglia will take it behind the net. Passes off a stick. Grabbed and sent down the ice by O'Brien.
Well, another area where Brantford is very good is the penalty kill. They're the fourth best team in the league.
Only fourth. Gano dishes off for Battaglia. Gano thought about sending it around the boards. Bulldogs will do it for them, and it gets by Pieniemi, and Schenkel will have to set it up for the Finnish defenseman. Juronen ahead for Battaglia. Bounces off of his stick and cleared down the ice by the Bulldogs. Juronen grabs it at his own blue line. Dishes off for Hayes. Back to Juronen. In front as Hopkins couldn't get it to him. Tried to knock it out of the air. Might have hit Leenders in the face mask. Juronen settles it down. Gives it back to Burns. He's replaced Pieniemi. One-timer by Juronen. Good block by Jiricek, but that one is going to sting, and Burns can't keep it into the blue line, so Kingston will have to reset. Hopkins with speed across the blue line. Leaves it for Juronen. Down low. Grabbed by Hopkins. Given off. Comes back to Battaglia now. He'll give it to Burns. They've got to move quickly. Juronen. A little bit of time to look around. Cross ice for Battaglia. Back to Burns. Over for Battaglia. Quick shot, but Leenders read that perfectly and took it right off the crest.
Well, Leenders read it perfectly, but the puck was... Battaglia had to settle that puck down just for a nanosecond before he got the shot off. That gave Leenders the time to get over in perfect position.
Yeah, puck's definitely been bouncing around a little bit tonight here at Slush Puppy Place. 15 seconds left in this Kingston power play. There you can see Thomas Juronen on the bench wincing. Hay against Thomas on the draw, won by the Bulldogs. Shot down into the Kingston zone, and Schenkel will leave it there for Williamson. Ahead for Gage Hayes. Bounces away from him. Budnick plays it up the boards. Williamson. And to watch more as he came out of the penalty box. Pickle waits. Now he gets it to McGowan. Waits, gives it to Hayes. Hayes looking for someone to pass to, ends up sending it behind the net. McGowan to the end boards. Hayes after a loose puck. He'll get to it first. Throws it towards net, blocked by Budnick. Doesn't realize it was sitting right at his feet. And the Bulldogs will be able to clear the zone. Artis moving up ice with Thomas. Thomas being watched closely by Pieniemi. Jiricek makes a move. Charges to the net, steps right around Schenkel and puts it home for a 4-0 Brantford lead.
What a goal by Jiricek. Steps around Gage Hayes and then makes the move on Schenkel. And
lots of speed. Schenkel maybe caught a little bit flat-footed there. And it's a 4-0 Brantford lead.
They have just absolutely outworked, outthought the Frontenacs all night. And what a goal.
And Mason McCarry's going to come in and replace Schenkel.
Now in goal for the
Jiricek, first-round pick of the St. Louis Blues last summer. Older brother David, draft pick of the Columbus Blue Jackets, now with Minnesota. We're halfway through the second period in the Kingston Frontenacs, putting Vicari in the net, maybe using this as a way to hit the reset button, see if it sparks the team in black. Soto in the corner, he'll get bumped. Clark's a little bit late getting there, got his hit in though. Nelson off for Crombie. He tried to just push it by Burns. He does, but Burns gets to that puck first. Bishop, nice feed ahead to Clark. Clark put it though right on the stick. Plots, and away come the Bulldogs. Crombie will get it to his man. Good stick check there. Sherna couldn't get a shot off, and Soto will chip it in for Kingston. Juracek steps in and grabs that loose puck, knocked off his stick. Sherna loses it to Battaglia. Battaglia steps around Juracek, tries to get it to Dervin, but the pass actually went over his head. Hard to score on those ones. Blotz for Crombie. We'll just settle things down a little bit. Long feet ahead for Van Acker. That went off the skate of Gaindon, so no icing. Gaindon pass ahead for Battaglia. That went off the stick of the Hamilton defender. O'Brien in front. Poke check there by Vicari. Got a second shot off. And finally cleared down the ice by the Frontenacs, and that will be icing with 8:13 left to go in this second period.
Well, that was about the only play they had, that high and hard off the glass to get the icing. You know, this, we've been saying it, you and I have talked about this the last few months. I mean, to me, this is one of the best, if not the best team in franchise history. They're just not playing like it right now.
No, again.
And that's fine.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. Again, it's just the regular season right now, and they have had so many good nights here in Kingston, and they've shown the talent that they have, but they're playing a team that's already in playoff mode.
Well, and Brantford had a tough night on Wednesday night at home against Brampton. They lost 7-2. So,
well, there was probably some words spoken. There's Euronen had an opportunity and couldn't put it past Leenders. Euronen's got to get out of the zone. Brown down the far side, watched by Burns. Steps around his man, gets it to Lardis. Quick shot, saved by Vicari. Flipped around the boards for Burns, and he'll catch up to it. Euronen to Battaglia. Shot from an angle. That actually, I think that might have gone off the elbow of Leenders. Burns gives it to Hopkins. Quick snapshot through traffic. Oh, swiping at it was Bishop, who was up on the play, and he missed it. Thomas able to send it down the ice. Got it by Bishop, but that will be icing against Brantford with 7:06 left to go. Yeah, so you lose the other night against Brampton.
I think I texted you during that game and said, oh, it's 4-0 for Brampton, and I think you thought I'd pressed the wrong button.
Yeah, that's right. But head coach Jay McKee obviously had words with the team after the game. Kind of cleared their heads, or maybe, you know, turned up the volume on the message. I don't know. But here they are.
Learned a lot through adversity.
Yeah, 100%, right? That's very true. Great hustle there. Williamson lost his man, and his man got a shot off. That was Lardis. Willis bringing it up ice after coming back from the room, taking a cut to the upper nose area. Hopkins down low to Willis. Pushes it around his man. He'll get it to Miedema. The shot goes off of a Hamilton defender's skate. I think that was Juracek, and up into the mesh it goes. Here's Joey Willis. He's got a war wound now. He's a hockey player. Great pickup from Saginaw. Gold medal winner at the World Juniors this year. Draw to the left of Leenders. Ethan Hay against Nelson. I feel like Nelson's taken every face-off tonight, well, except for the ones he's been thrown out of, is about to happen here. I'm sorry. That's my fault. That's my fault knowing that you're thrown out. Sherna taking this face-off against Hay. Won by the Frontenacs. Pickle. Thought about passing a couple of times. Oh, there's Hayes trying to get his stick on the puck, and no, he's corralled behind the net. We'll see if anything comes of this. A little bit of action in front of the net, too. I think that's Ethan Hay that's got one of the Bulldogs in a headlock. And that'll be that.
That's all she wrote.
Yeah, Hayes had an opportunity there, and the whistle had already gone, but Hayes actually poked that puck free. Yeah, that puck was loose. Ethan Hay just standing at the far post, continuing conversations with anybody who will listen. And
I think Hayes is going to go to the box with Protz.
Yeah, Sean Reed is taking numbers down, and we're going to send some guys to the box. It's actually Gage Hayes that's going off. He was pointed at. He's just like, what did I do? I almost scored there. I thought it would have been Ethan Hay going to the box, but they don't ask us. But it will be offsetting minors. Yeah, Owen Protz doesn't know either. They're laughing. Why are we in here? And see, there's Hayes. The puck's loose. Well, I guess that's probably a penalty there. All right. 6.5 minutes left to go. Frontenacs down by 4. A late goal would certainly give them a spark. Maybe 2. For now, though, we are going to play 4-on-4. Hayes right down the middle. Make that Willis. Hayes in the box. Willis out of the corner. Couldn't get that puck to settle. Hopkins battling in the corner. O'Mara around the boards. Down from the point comes Burns to quickly engage with Van Acker, trying to cut off that play. Works. Bulldogs will control it, though. Tomas O'Mara. Nice pass ahead to O'Brien. Back to O'Mara. It's kind of like watching overtime, but with 4 skaters. Just organized confusion, it seems like sometimes. Van Acker, he'll get to the blue line. Pass goes off the skate of Willis. Willis will go get it. He's got Hopkins way ahead of the play. Couldn't get it to him. Now Burns with a little bit of room to skate. He'll leave it for Willis. Burns will go to the net. Shot goes off the leg of Juracek. Willis trying to poke at that puck, taken behind the net by Juracek. He's got the latest Brantford goal. Passes off for O'Brien. O'Brien, nice work to get away from McGowan, and the Bulldogs will just take it right back almost to their own goal line. Yes, and they'll complete the change. 30 seconds left to go in the minors. Kingston's Lucas Moore is out of the lineup tonight. We could have had a Lucas Moore against a Lucas Moore. I'll make that our David Murphy reference for the night. McGowan down the boards. He'll flip it in. Knocked off stride, but he'll get there first. O'Mara right there with him. Back to the point to Euronen. Just didn't have the angle on that one. Euronen with speed across the blue line. Avoids Lardis. Both teams got guys out of the box now. Pianiniemi, he's got room to skate. Steps into it. Sends it just wide. Just wide on the glove side and away. Go the Bulldogs. Lardis, snapshot, saved by Vakari, jumps on the rebound. Crowd cheering that one, knowing that Nick Lardis has 71 goals. Congratulating the Kingston netminder for a fine save. 4:13 left to go. 4-0 Brantford. You're watching the OHL tonight from Kingston on your TV.
On this week's Limestone Lens, we'll find out about Aquame. We'll learn what's happening at Martha's table, and we'll meet a beautiful kitty cat named Mr. Kitty. So join us.
Your support, whether it's a donation to support us or volunteering time or volunteering as a foster, means the world to us, and it means the world to those animals.
Patrick Thomas has been the gift that keeps on giving for the Brantford Bulldogs, as he has been helping his teammates light up the lamp from anywhere on the ice with 77 assists this season, with another one tonight. Tim Scott, it'll be interesting to see what he can do throughout the rest of this one. Back up to you.
So Nick Lardis has 71 goals, but 71 assists, or 77 assists. That's a fine year.
104 points.
Washington draft pick. Yeah, that's a good season. Draw to the right of Vakari. Hay will take this draw. Wins it back to Ewens. Puts it behind the net for Niemi. Feet ahead for Hayes. That's behind him, and that will be icing against the Frontenacs. So other action around the Ontario Hockey League tonight. Again, Brantford still up on Peterborough 3-1. Owen Sound 1-0 on the Kitchener Rangers. London at home tonight. That's a big game. London against Windsor. 3-2 so far for the Knights. North Bay and Niagara are tied at 2. Oshawa's got a 3-1 lead on Sudbury. Sarnia at home tonight against Flint. Sting, that's a big game for Sarnia. They've got a 3-2 lead on Flint. And Sioux, the Sioux with a 3-2 lead on Saginaw. Nelson tossed out again. Crombie will replace him. Against Ethan Hay.
Well, Sarnia and Owen Sound could be heading to a one-game playoff on Tuesday.
Oh,
will be
crazy.
in Owen Sound.
Crazy. And it could happen in the East.
Yep. Between North Bay and Ottawa.
I've been covering this league for 25 years. I don't think I've ever heard of that happening. Now we might get 2 of them. Turning and firing. Good save by Vakari on that one. Comes right back to Chicherna. Vakari's got to be sharp on that one. Another good save. Mason's looked real sharp since he's come on for Charlie Schenkel. Ewens kicks it free. There to get it is Hayes. Ahead for Pickle. Flips it over the defenseman, trying to get to the loose puck. Hayes in front of the net. Pass went right into the midsection of a sliding Owen Plotz. He and Pickle engage behind the play. Nothing come to that. Scherner will get it to the end boards. Burns cuts him off. Burns loses it though. Van Acker and Bishop do battle. Burns comes away with it again. He'll give it to Tuomas Joronen. And hands it across the blue line. Sent right back out by the Bulldogs. Rossetto in front for O'Brien. Vakari came out to the top of his crease to break up that play. Loose puck top of the zone, grabbed by Willis. He'll give it to Joronen. Bishop going right down the middle. Pass comes over for Willis. Bishop behind the net, loses it to O'Brien. Dump back into the Kingston zone. McGowan's got to be quick. Van Acker trying to catch up to him. 2.5 minutes left to go in the second period. Frontenacs still looking for their first goal of the evening. Van Acker content just to backhand it in deep. Vakari out of his net. He'll bring it around right to O'Brien. Avoids a hit, lost the puck. Good play by Williamson to clear it from harm's way. Willis. Soto just couldn't wait. And that will be offside against Kingston with 2:07 left. See where they're going to drop this. It'll be on the near side. Hey, it's Ethan Maida's birthday. His name's up on the board with some other people I don't know. Gervin on the draw. Won by Thomas. Bulldogs control it. Puck at center ice, goes off a skate, grabbed by Will Bishop. And give it back to Burns. Pass to Soto, glances off his stick. Leanders, he'll wrist it around, waiting for it at the hash mark's far side is Battaglia. He gives it to Soto. Soto gets to the top of the zone, leaves it for Burns, sees a shot just wide on the glove side. Soto tried to play to the net. That went off the stick of Krimpatic. Burns towards the net. Leanders sees that one all the way, and he'll glove it. And we're going to face off with 1:27 left to play.
Good play by Burns to get that puck to the net, but just no traffic in front of Leanders. Saw it coming all the way. Have a look at it. Burns has the shooting lane.
Yeah, there was some traffic there, but
they're boxed out.
And Leander was in a good position to see it come all the way. Yeah, Ryerson Leanders started his career as a Saw guy, technically, with the Steelhead organization, traded over the summer here to Brantford. Shot wide there by Niemi. Miedema can't settle the puck. It's by him. Hayes can gain over there. Miedema around for Ewens. Ewens to Gano. Down the boards to Miedema. Trying to one-hand it out front. He does, but Leanders cuts that play off, and Hayes is battling a Bulldog with his right hand and his left hand. I'll take you all on. Yeah, during the first intermission, in case you didn't see it, we had a great feature on all of the Overagers, and Gage Hayes reminiscing about his first year with Kingston. And I don't know if you remember, he sat for 4 or 5 games of his rookie year, and finally got to play against Sudbury, and then later on ended up playing on the line with Nathan Poole, his longtime buddy, and Jackson Stewart,
yep.
One of our favorites.
Yeah.
Anyway, they combined on a goal. They all got their first OHL point on the same goal. It was great to see. Brings back great memories for Gage Hayes. Lemaire and Willis at the hash marks. The battle as this second period winds down. Ronan pushed to the ice in front by Budnick. Picks himself up, skates over to that corner, looking for the puck. Back to the point to Burns. Uses that reach advantage. Now he's only able to get a soft shot off. Ronan gets away from Budnick. Out to Hopkins. Shot good. Saved by Leanders. Boy, from up here, we can see a lot of area there for him to shoot at, but Leanders came out and cut off that angle nicely.
Well, one of the lessons Kingston's learning tonight is that this is very physical in the playoffs, and when you get hit and you think it's a cheap shot, don't turn around and look at the ref.
Yeah.
The next couple months, if you go on a run, is it going to be like this?
That's happened a few times tonight. You're right, Tim. Ronan across the blue line, snapshot over the blocker and over the net. Down the ice it goes, off the stick of a Bulldog, and that will do it for period number 2.
Well,
Budnick skating over to say hi to Thomas Ronan, and McGowan swoops in just behind him. Yeah, Budnick gave Thomas Ronan a lot of abuse, physical abuse, on that last shift, and maybe wanted to finish it with maybe some helpful advice.
Well, another good period, great period by the Bulldogs.
You bet.
Let's see if the Frontenacs have some pushback here in the third.
Second intermission. Hey, there he is, Gage Hayes. Will be our ice level interview with Alan Atmansky, and we will have this week's version of the OHL Roundtable. Brantford Bulldogs, full value for their 4-0 lead after 40 minutes here in Kingston. We'll be back with more from Slush Puppy Place on your TV.
Hi, I'm John Beddoes. You see me on This Week in Gananoque, and this is your TV.
Have you ever dreamt of being in front of the camera, sharing the stories of your community, or catching up with the stars of today in entertainment, sports, and pop culture? Well, it's time to turn your dream into a reality with us here at Your TV.
Kingston Frontenacs playoff hockey is here. Don't miss a second of the action. Head to KingstonFrontenacs.com for all the details.
The Kingston Humane Society saves between 1,500 and 2,000 animals every single year. Part of what that requires is treating, feeding, caring for, and providing surgery for sick, injured, abandoned, and abused animals. So that all costs money, and your support, whether it's a donation to support us or volunteering time or volunteering as a foster, means the world to us, and it means the world to those animals. Your support, whether it's a donation to support us or volunteering time or volunteering as a foster, means the world to us, and it means the world to those animals.
It's a 4-0 Brantford lead through 40 minutes down at Slush Puppy Place as Gage Hayes joins me of the Kingston Frontenacs. And Gage, outside of hitting the score sheet, where would you like to see your team improve in the game so far tonight?
Obviously, our offense has been lacking tonight. They're a good team defensively, and I don't know. I think we got to start finding ways to hit the net, especially, and get bodies in front, and that's ultimately what's going to happen. Is you're going to have to hit the net. And we're having some good chances. We're just not burying, so it's on us.
You guys have been in a spot like this before where you've trailed after 40 minutes and been able to come back in the third. What's the message or the vibe like over on the bench?
Yeah, everybody knows we can do it. Obviously, they're a good team, though, so it's gonna take our best, and I think everyone knows that, and that's what you guys can expect.
Is there anything from them that surprised you tonight?
Nope.
Heading into this third period, what's a good start from your side look like to get back in this game?
Physical on their D, hunting pucks on the forecheck, finding ways to get the puck to the net, and scoring the dirty goals. It's going to take a big goal in the first 5 minutes to get us moving and see what happens after that.
I know that it's overage your night here, and you're one of the three for the Kingston Frontenacs. Before the game, they had your buddy Nathan Poole read out the starting lineup. Did you know that was going to happen, or was it a surprise for you?
That was a surprise. It was a fun surprise. Obviously, him and I have been close for a while, so to see him back in the arena pumping us up was pretty special.
You guys connected on your first OHL points. He's here tonight for your last regular season game. Good luck the rest of the night.
Thank you.
Gage Hayes of the Kingston Frontenacs looking to bounce back in the third period, and they've got some work to do. It's the Brantford Bulldogs up 4-0 after 2. We'll step out for a quick break, and it's a new edition of the OHL Roundtable when we return. It's all coming up from Kingston on your TV.
I'm Bob Howard, President of Branch 92 of the Royal Canadian Legion. Our mandate is first and foremost to aid and assist all veterans and their families. We also help throughout our community with donations and community work. We pride ourselves as a friendly place to meet new people and friends. And you do not need to be a veteran to join any Legion. We're always looking forward to new members and volunteers. Please visit our website.
Hi, I'm Ann. Tune into Low Impact Fitness on your TV. All you need is yourself and a chair. We're going to stretch and strengthen our minds and bodies. That's Low Impact Fitness on your TV.
This Week in Gananoque is your TV Gananoque. Join us, the stories are interesting, the people are local, and it's about stuff that matters to us. Hi, I'm John Beddoes. You see me on This Week in Gananoque, and this is your TV.
Hi, I'm talking to you from the Gananoque Arts Network here in downtown Gananoque. We are a community arts network, and we are all about the creatives and those that really appreciate them. We have programs for children, programs for seniors, and everyone in between. Many of our programs are free, and some of them are at cost. Follow us on ganarts.ca for more information. Come on in and join us.
Attention, all co-ops, you creative beasts. We want you to co-op here at your TV. Get credits, get experience, get with it. Learn skills and increase your knowledge. Join us today. Welcome, if you dare, to your TV.
Hi everyone, I'm Terry Doyle. Welcome to this week's edition of the OHL Roundtable here on the OHL Tonight alongside Tim Cunningham. And Tim, we've been talking about it for a good chunk of the season, the changes in the junior hockey landscape with the NCAA changes. Now this week, National Hockey League meeting with representatives of the CHL and some other leagues to talk about the model, and it looks like some changes could be coming. Among the discussions right now, if you're drafted into the NHL out of the NCAA, they have 4 years to sign them. What happens if that player jumps to junior? What in the CHL, that is, of course. OHL players, they have 2 years to sign them. Could that get lined up? Talk about holding off on OHL expansion right now to see what the landscape is going to play out as. It sounds like, Tim, once again, a lot of moving parts happening here.
There are, and this is going to be a continuing story. But you know, in terms of the draft, one of the things that the Canadian Hockey League, one of the pieces of leverage that they had over the NCAA over the years was this 4-year, 2-year difference. NCAA player that was drafted had 4 years. Teams had 4 years to sign them, and you saw a lot of older NCAA players that had been drafted move back to Canada or move to the Canadian Hockey League in order to force their NHL teams to sign them sooner or to go back into the draft and not wait the 4 years. So I imagine the NHL might want to level the playing field. Also, in terms of putting the brakes on expansion, with the USHL is a great league, but it doesn't compare to the Ontario Hockey League or the other two Canadian Hockey League leagues. The Canadian Hockey League is the best development tool in hockey, but the USHL is still a source of players for the NHL, and I'm sure they want to see if both the Canadian Hockey League and the USHL can coexist somehow, and that the Canadian Hockey League, specifically the OHL, doesn't go in and start taking teams out of that league and do away with a great source of players that the NHL has had over the years.
Yeah, we know some USHL teams have had conversations with the Ontario Hockey League. Now, it looks like everything's going to be status quo in both leagues now for next season, at least as of right now. So I think the NHL is just saying, hold on, let's get everybody together, have a summit, have some discussions, and see what works best for everyone. And of course, the NHL provides money to the Canadian Hockey League for development. So they obviously are in on this and have some skin in the game when it comes to that. So it's a story to watch for. As we've said, this is a story and a situation that's going to evolve really over the next 24 months, very likely. Meantime, Tim, since last time we talked here, the Niagara Ice Dogs, it has been announced, are under investigation by the OHL, looking into the organizational culture. And where I see this is, obviously, it's an investigation, it's going to play out, but it shows how these things are taken so seriously nowadays. And I think when people sometimes bring up things that happened 20 years ago, 25 years ago in junior hockey, we say, yes, things happened in the past that should never have happened. Things have changed. And sometimes I think when these older situations come about, people then say, well, that's all happening now. Well, here's a situation where there have been some questions, there have been some complaints, and a full third-party investigation is happening to, I think, really show that, if there's something that's happening there that shouldn't be happening, it's not acceptable.
That's exactly right, Terry. And as you know, 25, 30 years ago, a lot of things happened that were never discussed. In this specific situation with the Niagara Ice Dogs, there's word that perhaps there was a confrontation between a member of the coaching staff and member of the support staff during a game. I'm sure that it falls under this investigation. But it just shows you how seriously the Dave Branch did and Brian Crawford are taking any type of situation where that put people in harm's way, and it's going to be thoroughly investigated, and it's proper that it's done by a third party.
And that's exactly it. And OHL staff have been embedded with the team as well since this has gone on to keep an eye on it. But indeed, a third-party investigation will look at it, and so we'll see where things go moving forward. Let's go back to the ice. And here it is, the final weekend of the regular season. Lots to be decided. We could even have a one-game tiebreaker next week. If two teams are tied for the final playoff spot in either or both conferences, there'll be at least one, maybe even two, one-game playoffs next Tuesday. In the Western Conference, we have Owen Sound, the Sioux, and Sarnia coming into this week, still jockeying. One of those teams is out. Two of them will make it. And then on the other side, we've got North Bay and Ottawa jockeying for the final spot in the Eastern Conference. And Tim, it looks like we're going to use up all 68 games this season to decide who gets into the playoffs.
Well, I'll start in the East. I mean, North Bay and Ottawa. Ottawa played great on the weekend. They beat Oshawa at home, and then they took Kingston to overtime. Kingston pulled out a win with just under 3 seconds left on Sunday afternoon. But they have a pretty tough schedule this weekend. They've got 3 games on the road. They are in Niagara, then they're in Erie, and then in Brantford. North Bay, they have Oshawa at home, then they're at Niagara, then Sudbury at home. So, that 2 points with 3 games left, it's a lot to make up, but you never say never. And over in the West, it's this log jam has been there for a month or so between the Sioux, Owen Sound, and Sarnia. Really, I think comes down to Owen Sound and Sarnia. And on Sunday, the Sarnia is at the Sioux, and Owen Sound has Guelph at home. So I think it's going to come down to these final games. But whoever gets in the playoffs, these are all young teams, and they're going to play some pretty good teams in the first round. But it's, as I've said in the past, it's that experience of, even if you're in a short series, that bodes well moving forward into the future.
Here's a fun scenario for you. This Sunday, indeed, Sarnia goes to the Sioux this coming Sunday, could decide who's in, who's out, or Sarnia could hang around the Sioux to play a playoff game on Tuesday, or Sarnia could head to Owen Sound for a playoff game on Tuesday. Both are possibilities. It looks like if there is a one-game playoff, Sarnia will be the road team in that game because of tie-breaking formulas that would determine, of course, who gets the spot. Use that to determine who has the home game. So makes things very interesting in this final weekend of the regular season. The other thing, Tim, in terms of the last weekend of the regular season, who's going to win the OHL rookie scoring race? Pierce Bowie of the Owen Sound Attack has been on a roll. Lev Kadson, who's only played 40 games coming into this weekend for Guelph. And then obviously we've got players out of Saginaw, for example. It's going to be very interesting down the stretch here.
Well, Carson Harmer leads by a point, but Bowie is, as you said, has had a great couple of 2 months, and you know, Kavitz has just only played 40 games, so he's got a very bright future. But it's going to be really fascinating to see what happens this weekend.
Buckle up! It's an interesting final weekend of the regular season. For Tim Cunningham, I'm Terry Doyle. Thanks for joining us. Third period action coming up next on the OHL tonight.
Any player, regardless of draft status, that plays in the Ontario Hockey League is entitled to a minimum scholarship of tuition, books, and compulsory fees per year played in the OHL. The player's annual scholarship is based on the value of tuition, books, and compulsory fees at the university closest to their home. This is also true for U.S.-born and import players who will receive the identical scholarship criteria but adjusted to reflect their native currency.
On this week's Limestone Lens, we'll find out about Act For Me. We'll learn what's happening at Martha's Table, and we'll meet a beautiful kitty cat named Mr. Kitty. So join us.
Your support, whether it's a donation to support us, or volunteering time, or volunteering as a foster, means the world to us, and it means the world to those animals.
Kingston is home to 5 species of turtle that are all at risk. Individuals like you play an important role in helping our turtles, help them cross the road, protect their nests, and most importantly, take injured turtles to get help. Our Turtle Trauma Response program has locations you can take turtles. Even turtles that appear dead may be able to recover or have eggs that can be extracted for incubation. Visit our website to learn more.
And you're watching what again? Okay, it's right there. Yeah, it's on your thing here too. And you're watching your TV.
On this week's Limestone Lens, we'll find out about Act For Me. We'll learn what's happening at Martha's Table, and we'll meet a beautiful kitty cat named Mr. Kitty. So join us.
Big crowd on a Friday night, and it has big implications. But as of right now, it's the Brantford Bulldogs who are showing that they are up to the task, leading the Kingston Frontenacs 4-0 through 2 periods of play. As we welcome you back here to Slush Puppy Place, I'm Alan Admansky. That's Leah Vandenberg, and while we've got a minute, why don't we take a walk through the out-of-town scoreboard, because there's lots of games going on. But first, we'll go to the highlights here, and it was the Bulldogs doubling their lead there and shot from the point. Charlie Schenkel, no idea where it was. Nico Krimpanik gets his first goal, and it's a big one as it gives them some breathing room to make it 3-0. And you saw from the reaction, Charlie Schenkel, no idea where it was, and then Thomas gives it to Juracek, and he dances out with Schenkel, beats him on the left side, and that is a 4-0 lead for the Brantford Bulldogs, who started hot in the first, going in the second, and have not looked back. There you see Krimpanik, his first from Nick Lardis, and Lucas Moore at 5:27 made it 3-0, and then Adam Juracek added to that with his fourth, the assist on that one coming off the stick of Patrick Thomas at 10:17. Shots on goal through 40, 19-18 for the Bulldogs, so close in that department, but not close on the score clock. Where it is close, though, the standings in the OHL right now. If you take a look at how things are shaking out, there is still playoff implications. The Steelheads leading the Peterborough Petes 4-1. Martone, Connor Smith with a pair, Sherratt the goal scorers, Kitchener and Owen Sound deadlocked at 1. And of course, people keeping an eye on Owen Sound and Sarnia as we hit the stretch. That one through 40 minutes in Kitchener. London has doubled up the Windsor Spitfires. They too are through 40 minutes there. Dickinson with a pair, Denver Barkey and Hull Tunin the goal scorers. in Niagara. It's a 2-2 tie between the Battalion and Ice Dogs. North Bay fighting for their playoff lives in that one. Up in the Nickel City, the Oshawa Generals are out in front by a pair. They lead the Wolves 3-1. That too is with 2 periods on the books. Sandu, Morelli, and Powell, the goal scorers there. And in Sarnia, the Sting with a slight edge over the Flint Firebirds. 3-2 through 40 minutes. And then wrapping up action, the Sioux Greyhounds up on top of the Saginaw Spirit by a pair, 4-2 there. Nord with 2, Martin and Reed doing the damage for the Dogs up in Sault Ste. Marie. So lots of playoff implications going on, as you see in the Eastern Conference. North Bay, Ottawa, still going back and forth for that final seed. It's going to be entertaining to see how that one shakes out. Could see a play-in game.
Absolutely, yes. And while the Kingston Frontenacs haven't been on top of their game there tonight, so many milestones to boast about for them this season. Clinched a 40-win season, good things come in 16 straight wins on home ice. So many other accolades for them, even though tonight isn't necessarily going the way they had hoped.
We've seen a couple of comebacks from them at different times this year. We will see if they have one final one in them for this last home game of the regular season. Over to Scott and Tim for the third period.
Thanks very much, guys. There you can see Patrick Thomas, who has definitely been involved in this game tonight for the Bulldogs. I remember when he was a rookie back when the Bulldogs went on their big run when they were in Hamilton a few years ago. A few of those guys left on this team. Actually, his winger, Cole Brown, was another one that was a rookie on that team. So, Tim, Frontenacs.
Got to win the period.
For sure.
Yeah.
Let's have at least a good feeling as you leave the ice tonight. You scored a goal or two here in the third. Frontenacs able to keep it in, but couldn't do much with it. O'Mara quickly ahead. Lardis just angles it into the Kingston end. Hay lets it go. Now Pickles got to get after it. A little bit of miscommunication there. Brown. Is it knocked off his stick by Hay. Hayes across the blue line. Ends up back at the Brantford blue line. Ahead for Brown. Drop for Crombie. His shot was blocked by the stick of Willis, and away comes Frontenacs. Hopkins jams on the brakes, tries to get it down to Willis. Instead, it's Yoronen that comes off the bench. Over for Piiniemi. Back for Yoronen. Couldn't take it cleanly. Wrist shot. Oh, that goes off the side of the net. Back to the point to Piiniemi. Shakes off Nelson. Into the slot he goes. Puts it wide on the glove side. And he chips it right into the glove of Leenders. And we're going to draw to the left of the Brantford goaltender. Frontenacs with a bit of jump there. Head coach, I noticed in the second period, Tim, Troy Mann playing with his line combinations.
Yeah, well, you got to get something. You got to get guys going, and it's because your best players tonight are not being your best players, so you got to shake things up.
Gained out there now with Battaglia and Matthew Soto, who's gone from the fourth line to the top line. Flipped out to center ice. Williamson has it there, and he'll play it right down the boards for Soto. Bounces past him. Leenders comes out to play, and he'll bank it off the boards for Juracek. At the point, McGowan kept it in for a second. Van Acker. His pass goes off a stick, but there to get it is Lardis. Snapshot blocker saved by Vakari. Ends up in the corner to his left. Mason Vakari's looked real strong since he's come in. Stopped the bleeding definitely, and he's made a couple of really nice saves, Tim.
And he played very well last night in Peterborough. The Frontenacs win there.
Battaglia pinned against the boards by Plotz. Thrown to some open ice. Van Acker has it. He'll bring it ahead. Turns back, and Brantford starting a change. Tommy Budnick, former Frontenac. Bakari plays it into the corner. Clark back for it for Burns. Over for Bishop. Gives it back to Burns. Pass goes off the stick of Rossetto. And the Bulldogs have control. Rossetto takes the feed. Takes a bump, though. Lost the handle on the puck. Durbin there to get it for Kingston. Cuts behind his net. Passes it to himself, ultimately. Takes it again. Now he's across the Brantford blue line. Frontenacs lose control of it there. Piinaniemi flips it back into the Brantford zone. Budnick off the glass. There to collect the loose puck is Rossetto. He'll peel off after dumping it in. Back forward is Ewens. McDonald keeping an eye on him, and now he'll head to the bench, and Brantford will change up that line. Frontenacs making a couple changes of their own. Ewens to Hayes. Came back to him. Now he's able to get it in deep. Leenders. Nice play to get it to Krimpotic. Williamson. Pass goes off at Thomas. Comes right back to him. There's Pickle with speed across the blue. Gives it over to Hayes. Wrist shot. That might not have gone off the nub on Leenders' goal stick. Thomas and Brown cross the blue line together. Williamson gets his stick in the way. There to collect the loose puck is Ben Pickle. He'll carry across the blue line. Frontenac starting a change. It's now Ben Pickle against everybody else. No, Hopkins is there. Bounces away from him, though. And just calmly flipped down the ice by Thomas. Bishop back for it. Icing waved off. Crombie pins him to the inboards. There to get the loose puck is McGowan. Gives it to Euronen. He plays it ahead to Tyler Hopkins. Nice pass to Willis, but Euronen ahead of the play. Frontenacs had a good rush going there, but Thomas Euronen didn't have the patience to wait for the play to develop. It's been a frustrating night for him, and I would dare say everybody in black tonight.
Yeah, I don't know of anybody in black that's had a good night tonight.
No, other than the guy down to our left, who is perfect so far, Mason Vicari. Shots on goal are 20 apiece. It's even that way, but boy, everything else about this game has been all Brantford for sure. Going down the ice, Burns and Crombie go back together. Neither one of them touched the puck. Crombie kicks it out. Cleared out there by Euronen. Dumped right back into the Kingston end. Back forward is Burns. Comes out near side slowly. Nice pass on the stick of Willis. Carries across the blue line. Euronen going for the front of the net, but Willis had the puck knocked off his stick. Sweeping all the way around to get it was Euronen. Pass by Piinaniemi goes off his stick. Gloved down by Ewens, and he plays it into the corner. Budnick being chased by Willis. Euronen has it. Euronen circling his own. One-timer by Willis. Good stop there by Leenders. At the blue line, gloved out of the air by Piinaniemi, and then cleared away by the Bulldogs. And this should be icing. In fact, it is. 4-0 Brantford. Nice little scene, Tim, before during the warm-up. Tyler Hopkins and Nico Krimpotic were at center ice with arms over each shoulder, and I'm like, well, that's kind of interesting. And just looked up, there was somebody on the bench, obviously, that knew the connection. They played for the Halton Hurricanes organization, U15 and U16 together, which is kind of nice. Here we are, you know, a couple of years later, facing off against each other. And it was Krimpotic who got the 4th goal for the Brantford Bulldogs tonight, his first Ontario Hockey League goal. So congrats on that. Durbin just blindly throws it up front. Taglia steps into it, but it went off the stick of Nelson, and Brantford forward plays it ahead. That goes off Crombie, and that will be icing once again against the Bulldogs. And Dylan Tshurna is not happy with the call because he was down there first before everybody.
Well, he was down there first, and the puck went off a skate in the neutral zone, but I thought it was sort of within the 1 foot line at center ice, but here we are.
Draw to the right of Leenders, who has been strong between the pipes for Brantford tonight. Piinaniemi tried to pass off. That went off Van Acker. Eventually got to Ewens, and he'll dump it in. Brown couldn't reach that loose puck. Ewens has it again for Kingston. He gives it way back to Niemi. Dervin stick and into the Brantford zone. Soto knocked off stride. Puck pops free. Brown's on it. They'll come down the near boards and dump it in. McGowan's got to get over to Van Acker, and he shoulders him. Flames in the near side now. Soto has a glance off his stick. Bratz. Head to Brown. Van Acker being chased by McGowan. They both go down. Van Acker. They got a little bit of snow in that visor on his helmet. Miedema slams it towards the net. Turned aside by Leenders. Off the glass out to center ice. Glove down by Bishop. Going over to the Brantford side of things. Ronan grabs it. He'll flip it in. Gets there first. Out front. That goes off a Brantford stick. Lardis grabs it. Nice feed for Thomas. Thomas, top of the zone. Over for Lardis. Had to take it with a skate. Then the shot was blocked by Burns. Pops free near side. Ronan looking around. Gives it back to Bishop. Bounces away from him, so he's got to now go deal with Patrick Brown. Check back, Patrick Thomas. Ronan. Rossetto. They come together. Cedric Gaydon carries it to center ice. Puts it through the legs of Nelson. Pickle's got to catch up to it. He's all tied up literally with Moore. Frontenacs able to keep it in for a second, but Nelson gets it out to center ice where Cal Ewens has it. Napanee native ahead for Pickle. Gives it back to Ewens. Over for Niemi. Create a little bit of space for the Frontenacs. Hay directs it towards the net. Goes behind the cage. Back to the point to Ewens. Over for Niemi. Thought about giving it to Hay. Decided to skate with it. Out front to Pickle. Couldn't get a shot off before he was knocked down. Out to Cal Ewens. Couldn't take it cleanly. Back to Niemi. Went to make a move. Lost the puck. And the Bulldogs get it out to center ice. Crombie tied up there with Ewens. Puck pops in the air. That's going to end up in the crowd, I think. Nope. Made it back onto the ice. Budnick will leave it there for Moore. Almost 9 minutes gone in this third period. Bulldogs content to just muck around, maybe try and keep it on the Frontenac side at center ice as much as they can. They have a solid 3-0 lead, and Malik McGowan just sent Nicholas Rossetto. I think he traveled about 3 feet in the air, and then Budnick comes down and hits Euronin. They've been doing battle all night. And that's going to draw a penalty against Tommy Budnick.
Yeah, he's going to call it holding. Could have been interference, but
I'd like to see that hit on Rossetto again. Now McGowan's taking it from the Brantford bench.
We'll have a look at the hit right here.
Now
that's being put into another time zone.
In Nicholas Rossetto's defense, he only weighs 155 pounds.
And they usually add 5 or 6 pounds to put in the program.
Yeah. It was a good hit, and you know what? It wasn't that McGowan had him lined up. McGowan was going for the puck.
It was
when he hit
Euronin getting the penalty.
Really?
Not Budnick.
I thought Budnick was going to go off for cross-checking or something, but
anyway.
All right, here we go. Draw to the right of Vicari. It will be Hay against Thomas, and the puck is still in the linesman's hand, so we're going to reset things. Thomas will be asked to leave. They got another center out there. That's Jake O'Brien. Won by Hayes. Hay. Burns. Hard off the boards. Didn't have the geometry right on that one. He was trying to get it to Ethan Hay. Not sure how Euronin ends up on the ice with Budnick on top of him, and it was Euronin that got the interference call.
It was holding.
Or pardon me, holding. Bishop will get to the blue line and dump it in. Again, Frontenac shorthanded. Kingston's really got to find a way maybe to find some offense. Shorthanded here. Ewan's able to push it free to Hopkins. He'll get it back to Soto. Soto across center ice, got checked there by Brown, and loose puck was touched by Soto while Hopkins was on the wrong side of the blue line, so offside against Kingston.
Have a look at the penalty here.
Sure.
Let's see what happens here.
I would call that mutual holding or hugging.
I've seen a lot worse.
I'm not sure. Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's a 4-0 game. We got a timeout here.
Brantford is taking their timeout.
We got 9:54 left, 107 left on the power play for Hamilton. Maybe Jay McKee just giving his top power play unit a chance to take a breather.
Well, they're in fairness, the Bulldogs aren't overly sharp in the third period either.
No, this is
a bit of a wake up.
This has been a mucky first 10 minutes of this third period. But again, I mean, I was going to say Hamilton doesn't care. That they do care, of course. They want to be sharp, and they're looking at next weekend for the start of the playoffs. But they have a 4-goal lead, and both teams are skating like they're in quicksand here in the third period. Except Nicholas Rossetto, who was kicked out of the sandbox by Malik McGowan. Leaders will come out and set it up for Juracek. Juracek thought about passing. He'll hang on to it. Chips it by Ewens. Back for it is McGowan. Hard off the boards. Lardis grabs it. He's going to have to wait for the forechecker to get out of the zone. Now he'll get it over for Van Acker. He waits. Ewens got in front of it. Good save there by Vakari. This puck comes to Gano. Gano couldn't get it past Juracek. Nice defensive play there. O'Brien bringing it up ice for the Bulldogs. Passes off for Lardis, trying to get that puck to settle. Could not. Burns has it now for the Frontenacs, and he'll get it out of the zone. Loses the handle, though, and O'Brien brings it right back for Brantford. Back for Lardis. Waits. Rishak. Glove save. Vakari down. Bulldogs trying to get it out front. Grabbed there by Ewan. Stolen by Lardis and shoots it wide. Vakari is on the wrong side of the net. His goal stick is out in the slot. Ronan will bring it up for Kingston. Ahead for Willis. Went off the back of the skate, so he's got to circle back. 8:30 left to go in the third. Pass for Euronen. Throws it to Battaglia. Off the end boards for Willis. Euronen has to battle with a couple of Bulldogs. Puck taken there by Sherna. He had the first goal tonight for the Bulldogs way back in the first period. Bulldogs will slow things down. But passes it, gets it right back. Tried to get it ahead to Nelson, couldn't take that cleanly. Euronen gives it right to Crombie, and he dumps it in. Williamson reverses for Piininiemi. Williamson one-hands it up the boards, comes right back to him. He's got to be quick. Nelson right behind him. Over for Piininiemi. Miedema able to get it back into the Brantford zone. Hayes bumps his man. Miedema gets the loose puck at center ice. Gives it over to McGowan. Missed him with the pass, though. Miedema will chip it in. He'll go to the inboards with Moore. Ewens comes down from the point, trying to keep it in. Bulldogs grab it, though, and are able to move it ahead. O'Keefe trying to catch up to it. McGowan is going to get to it first. A gentle nudge there by Soto. Knocked O'Keefe off stride. Dervin catches up to the loose puck at center ice. He's going wide on Krimpatic. To the point to Ewens. Down low for Pickle. Pick out of the corner, wrist shot, and Linder sees that one all the way in and is able to use the glove to make the save. And we will take our last break of the hockey game. We're late in period 3. All Brantford so far, 4-0 over Kingston on your TV.
The Canadian Hockey League is known for investing in moments like this. But did you know we're also investing in this? Through the CHL Scholarship Program, clubs award nearly $10 million each year. The CHL, developing tomorrow's leaders.
Your support, whether it's a donation to support us or volunteering time or volunteering as a foster, means the world to us, and it means the world to those animals.
Despite the giveaway in the first period, I know head coach Troy Mann will be looking to Malik McGowan to get the physicality going here for the Kingston Frontenacs late here into the third period. It'll be interesting to see if they can get anything going as the period concludes. Tim, Scott, back up to you.
Thanks very much, Franklin. And Malik has been physical tonight.
He has.
Not maybe played his best game of the season.
He has not.
Was involved in a couple of Brantford goals, directly or indirectly.
He always gives a very honest effort.
Absolutely. Just ask Nicholas Rossetto. Puck on the stick of Willis, fakes, now shoots. Good save by Leaders. Just really held his ground at the top of the blue paint. Sent down the ice by the Bulldogs. Will this be enough for icing? Yes, is the answer, with 6:22 to go. Joey Willis might want that opportunity back. Yeah. Made a nice move to get himself some space and then hit Leanders right in the midsection.
Yeah, he just got that puck up a little too high, and it was easy for Leanders to.
Because I know, Tim, if I'd been in the slot with a puck like that, I would have put it bar down. Never mind. Puck ahead to Brown. He couldn't accept the pass. Battaglia is there to center it back in deep for Kingston. Keenan Yimmies got to be careful on the far point. Lardis has it. Battaglia coming back to cut him off. Lardis hangs onto that puck. It's a shot right along the ice. Not sure if Vakari saw it, but he saved it. A couple of guys right in front of him, and Dervin comes away with it. Kieran Dervin hits breaks right inside the blue line. Now he moves down to the hash marks. Back in front. Battaglia is there. Good save by Leanders. Williamson gets it to Soto at the top of the zone. Thrown towards the net. Leanders not going to take any chances. Just covers it up, and let's get a face-off with 5:41 left to go. Oh, really? I guess that was only the first stop. This is the second one. What did we play? 48 seconds? It wasn't much more.
Well, we pretty much played straight time for a bit.
Okay. So. Well, we should stop talking
and
so we can send it away for a break. We'll be back with more in Kingston on your TV.
3, 2. Hi, I'm John Beddoes. You see me on This Week in Gananoque, and this is your TV.
Have you ever dreamt of being in front of the camera, sharing the stories of your community, or catching up with the stars of today in entertainment, sports, and pop culture? Well, it's time to turn your dream into a reality with us here at your TV.
Cole Brown has been a fantastic addition for the Brantford Bulldogs this season, having an absolute tear this season. Absolutely incredible. We can't wait to see what he does. He will be a force to be reckoned with going into the playoffs. Tim, Scott, back to you.
Thanks very much, Franklin. He's definitely been one of the offensive leaders for the Bulldogs. We had a quick whistle off the draw. Hopkins taking this draw against Noah Nelson. What's Noah Nelson, like 25 for 70 on the faceoff dot tonight? Like, he's been out there for every faceoff. I should have used better percentages because he's done really well on the dot tonight, but it just seems like every time there's been a faceoff, especially in the defensive zone, it's been him on the dot. Juronen after the puck throws a bit of an elbow before he gets to the puck. Hopkins down low, avoids a hit. Trying to kick it up to his stick. He's watched by Nelson. Juronen all tied up with Bratz. Back to the point. Ewan's nice play to keep it in. It's high in the air. Back into that corner. At the point, Ewans has it again. Trying to work himself free. Turns away from one check. Able to carry on into the corner. Thought about cutting in front. Shot from an angle. Bouncing puck high slot. Cleared away by Brantford. Ewans right there to grab it. Sends it down low for Willis. Couldn't handle that pass cleanly. Now finally flipped out by Brantford. Burns thought about taking off. Now he'll pass instead. It goes off his stick and then a boot. Now it's on his stick again. Funny how it works. Pass goes off his skate into the near corner. Hayes will get there first. Puck lies right there at the bottom of the faceoff circle and cleared out by Brantford. Van Acker was sent to the ice by Burns. That draws some yelling and screaming from the Brantford bench. Van Acker, one of their star players. Going to some open ice. Rossetto takes a hit there from Niemi, but it's the Bulldogs that win the battle, and they get it back to the Kingston blue line. Hayes, long pass. Nice hand-eye coordination there on O'Brien to knock that puck out of the air as it was coming to Ethan Miedema. Pass ahead for Hayes. Didn't see it coming. Comes back to Burns. Tried to get it to Hayes. Ends up on the stick of Nick Lardis. Lardis waits. Snapshot. Nice save there by Vakari. Another good save. Burns with less than 3.5 minutes to go in the third period. Waiting for his mates to complete a change. Bishop. And for Soto, he's able to get a stick on it. First man to the puck is Hay. Gets it to Pickle. Back to the point to McGowan. Right back to Pickle in the corner. Knocked off his stick. Brown has it. A little bit of help from Lardis, and it's out at center ice. Pickle. Carries across the blue line. Quick snapshot. Blocker save leaders. Soto at the top of the zone. Being watched there by Thomas. Down low for Ethan Hay. Hayes trying to work himself free. Pickle gives it back to him, but a good stick check there by Kropotnik. And now to play it goes.
I think he's going to go for 2.
Is this our favorite penalty?
Yeah.
All right.
Want to congratulate the Queens Gales on a great season. They just lost their quarterfinal at the U Sport Nationals in Ottawa to Saskatchewan 3-2.
All right.
Great season.
They've been consistently good.
Yeah.
For the last
for many years.
You know, last 5 years at least.
Leslie Delsin took over athletics at Queens and really made winning a priority, and a lot of resources for recruiting. And
good.
They've done a great job.
Puck pops free, splits the D, and all the way back into the Kingston end where Vakari waits for it. Ronan dishes off for Willis. He's got to catch up to that puck. Ends up on the stick of Nelson, and he'll send it down the ice calmly. Slingshot back to Euronen. Give it to Gaindon. Over for Battaglia. To the end boards. And it comes for Willis. Nice work there by Nelson to chip it by Willis, and he's up there with O'Brien, but Battaglia coming back hard breaks up that play, and he'll turn it right back up ice. Across the blue line. He's got a couple of Bulldogs watching him. Blindly thrown right through the slot. Nobody there for Kingston, and Nelson was able to get to it first and clear it. Euronen turns it over. Battaglia throws it over to Euronen. Someone's got to close that Brantford bench door. There we go. Nelson steps through. Just over a minute left. Burns will leave it for Dervin. Nice move across the blue line. Went to get a shot off, and Budnick got his stick in the way. Comes around for Hopkins. Hopkins back to the point to Burns. Over for Dervin. For Hopkins. First shot misses the net. Dervin able to control it far side. Burns fakes the shot. Now he waits. Now up front. Soto's right there. Couldn't beat the post. Pass out front by Frontenacs, and away goes Van Acker. Turns on the Jets. Rings it off the post. Hopkins. Soft backhand shot ends up right in the basket of Leenders, and he'll freeze it and skate out of the crease in case there's any extra curriculars.
Well, the game finally opens up. Their third period finally opens up a bit in the last. There's 90 seconds left.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, look at Matthew Soto. I just want to. Wow. Yeah. Good check by Thomas. I mean, he came in and knocked Soto off stride, and then Soto couldn't recover in time to get it across the goal line. But great work there by Thomas, and of course, Ryerson Leenders, who's been really good between the pipes.
Oh, he's been great. I mean, that to a man, Brantford is right from the drop of the puck in the first period have played a very solid playoff type hockey game.
Well,
they're ready to go.
You know, you never want to downplay a shutout, Tim, but
no.
He didn't have to make a lot of big saves tonight because the Bulldogs really just did such a great job of shutting down this Kingston Frontenacs squad. So congratulations to the Brantford Bulldogs. That was a great effort here tonight in Kingston, really sending a message, Tim, to those Kingston Frontenacs as, again, the Bulldogs were playing playoff hockey tonight. The Kingston Frontenacs were not. They were not prepared.
They you know, which is unusual because the one thing about the Frontenacs is their preparation all season. Certainly since December, when they've been on this roll at home. But it's just one of those nights. But you know what? There are always positives through games like this. It's a big learning experience. Well, you take the video and you throw it out.
Yeah.
But it's just because you know, the X's and O's had nothing to do with tonight.
No, and I think that one thing, Tim, that maybe is different from this team than maybe teams in the past is Troy Mann is a professional hockey
Absolutely,
coach.
yeah.
He has been through this exact game before. He's going to go into that dressing room with that team, and he's going to have the right things to say.
Well, of course, and you know, you have a night like this that was, you know, I can't say what it really was.
Yeah, I know.
But you know, if you have this kind of game in the playoffs, then the whole vibe in your team changes.
Yes.
This thing you learn from, and you move on, and next Friday night we're back here, and you forget about it tonight.
Yeah, and they have another game to kind of, you know, start feeling better
that
about
game
themselves.
means nothing.
No, exactly. So you're going to.
I think Gavin Betts will probably play.
I was just going to say you're going to see some guys in the lineup that maybe you haven't seen in a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. It gives. You know, I'm not saying he's going to be out of the lineup, but guys like Battaglia and Euronin, they might be in the press box.
I think you might sit them, but
eating some popcorn and
you probably give them the option about what they want to play. But you know, as I say, Sunday means nothing to either team.
Yes.
So I might watch a movie instead.
All right. Well, that's a fair comment.
I'm kidding. Of course, I'll be watching.
So we're going to send it away for a break. Alan Litmansky is at ice level, waiting to talk with Nico Krimpatic.
And you're watching what again? Okay, it's right there. Yeah, it's on your thing here too. And you're watching your TV.
On this week's Limestone Lens, we'll find out about ACFOME. We'll learn what's happening at Martha's table, and we'll meet a beautiful kitty cat named Mr. Kitty. So join us.
The Kingston Humane Society saves between 1,500 and 2,000 animals every single year. Part of what that requires is treating, feeding, caring for, and providing surgery for sick, injured, abandoned, and abused animals. So that all costs money, and your support, whether it's a donation to support us, or volunteering time, or volunteering as a foster, means the world to us, and it means the world to those animals.
Kingston Frontenacs playoff hockey is here. Don't miss a second of the action. Head to kingstonfrontenacs.com for all the details.
I'm Bob Howard, President of Branch 92 of the Royal Canadian Legion. Our mandate is first and foremost to aid and assist all veterans and their families. We also help throughout our community with donations and community work. We pride ourselves as a friendly place to meet new people and friends. And you do not need to be a veteran to join any Legion. We're always looking forward to new members and volunteers. Please visit our website.
Hi, I'm Ann. Tune into Low Impact Fitness on your TV. All you need is yourself and a chair. We're going to stretch and strengthen our minds and bodies. That's Low Impact Fitness on your TV.
That does it for the home portion of the regular season here at Slush Puppy Place. And when the final buzzer go, it's the Brantford Bulldogs skating off 4-0 winners over the Kingston Frontenacs, and in the process clinching top seed in the Eastern Conference. Nico Krimpatic had a second period goal to give the Bulldogs a bit of breathing room in this one, some insurance, but more importantly, it's your first goal. So we'll go through that, and I got to think it feels pretty good to get that one out of the way.
It's been a long time coming. You got a lot of chances, and it felt great to finally get one in. So,
what do you remember about it out there? I know it just happened. Some guys say, hey, I don't remember a whole lot. I blacked out. Some remember it vividly. Do you remember how it all went down?
I mean, I kind of just played in the moment, so I just saw the puck kind of come out. I knew to just get pucks to the net, and it worked out. So,
more importantly for you guys tonight, I know personally it's big for you to get that goal, but you guys do lock down that top seed in the Eastern Conference with the win here tonight and grabbing 2 points. Now you'll have that home ice edge playing back at your rink. It's got to be one of the more advantageous rinks to play in. How important was it for you guys to have that and lock it down?
Yeah, I mean, that was a great team effort. Goalie all the way to coaches, right? Like, it takes a whole team to win, and it's going to be huge, being a top seed for the playoffs. That means a lot to us. So,
coming into this one, I know you had seen Kingston 5 times before. Right from the opening face-off, you guys were able to put Kingston on their heels and take them out of their game. What was the key to that?
I mean, they're a great club. We know they got talent, so we just knew to match up against guys and know who was out there when, and we just played our way.
Looking ahead, you still have one more game on the docket, Sunday against Ottawa at home, and then the playoffs will begin. What's the biggest thing you pull out of a win like this, where you lock down top seed and you really had a playoff-like effort heading into the finals game and then into next week?
I mean, we just regroup. We treat it like any other game. Doesn't matter who it's against. It's going to feel great, but we're looking ahead on playoffs, but we still focus on the next game ahead.
Congratulations on your first goal. Congratulations on top seed in the Eastern Conference. Good luck in the playoffs.
Yeah, thank you.
Nico Krimpatic of the Brantford Bulldogs, a big 4-0 win over the Kingston Frontenacs here tonight as they lock up first seed in the Eastern Conference. And as you heard, they've still got one more game left. Sunday, they will host the Ottawa 67s. Meanwhile, for the Kingston Frontenacs, they will hit the road Sunday and travel to Brampton for a game with the Steelheads. For Scott and Tim upstairs and the rest of our crew here in Kingston, I'm Alan Omansky saying good night on another edition of the OHL Tonight on your TV.
Your support, whether it's a donation to support us or volunteering time or volunteering as a foster means the world to us, and it means the world to those animals.
Kingston is home to 5 species of turtle that are all at risk. Individuals like you play an important role in helping our turtles, help them cross the road, protect their nests, and most importantly, take injured turtles to get help. Our Turtle Trauma Response program has locations you can take turtles. Even turtles that appear dead may be able to recover or have eggs that can be extracted for incubation. Visit our website to learn more.
Your support